It just what he did was he exposed his fan base and these content creators that continue to push narratives about him.
That's always what's going to end up happening with them, bro. And I said it today on my live I did today. I said, y'all gonna stop doing this, man.
Right.
Y'all got to stop doing that. Y'all got to stop taking a tweet that he puts out with 2 or 3 words and turning them into 4-hour content conversations where y'all trying to add all this context to it and y'all won't just take it on face value. He's not saying the things that you guys is saying.
Right. That they want him to say. What they want him to say and what he's saying is 2 different things.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate the interview. I thought Little Yachty did a great job. I've been looking for him to communicate in that way. I don't think I've ever seen him communicate that way. And Yachty seems to be the one, or somebody from outside of the boxing space. He let his guard down and he got into a real conversation. And I thought it was refreshing, man. I
love the interview for sure. Guy Moore, what's up? The active activist, Dion, Sakari, San Francisco, salute. Oh, I love the interview itself, right? It's just the messages he dropped in there. I'm like, he can't dispute. You can no longer try and dispute. Bill Haney was capping. Bill Haney wasn't capping. Right?
They hardly ever capping, and they've never been able to prove that they was capping. And that's why it's so disgusting, man. That's why they don't. Oh man, Blue.
And another thing,
it's so disgusting. These content creators.
Another thing, he didn't raise a red flag to. Ruben Gutierrez, what's up? He ain't mentioned weight.
He never has.
Never has.
He never. I think one time he spoke about why would he go up? That would be foolish. That was a long time ago. That was on that Ryan Garcia build up. Right.
Yeah, that was with Ryan. When he said, why would I not have a catch weight? Why would I have? But again, he contradicted himself in that, because remember, prior to him saying that, he said, I don't know nothing about no catch weight, no rehydration. I ain't asked for that. Remember when Ryan was saying it?
But I believed him on that, because I think like I said yesterday, and I always say, Tank don't get involved in his career like that. He allowed the handlers to kind of have a free, you know what I mean? As long as the money's right. And I could imagine him not requesting the rehydration clause, but the people who have vested interest in his career putting it there. Like, nah, bro, we're going to take every bit of leverage that we have to control. We're going to control it.
Which lets me know that he, in return, he can be coerced into, hey, we should do this, we should do that. We should move this way, we should move that way.
That's a fact, Blue. You already know that's the truth.
Yeah. So, hey,
we don't need to fight him now. Let's fight him later. Okay.
Exactly. We don't got to fight this guy right now.
And literally what Floyd did to him in front of the camera.
Right.
You stop worrying about that guy. He's the one who needs to fight you now. He's getting older. You got youth on your side. You're going to use it when he was talking about Lomachenko.
Right. Exactly. And it's the same goes for when he went on the podcast with Gillian Wallow, and he was like, I ain't never asked for those fights.
Yep.
Keon, what's up, Keon? I ain't never asked for those fights.
Yes.
I ain't never pushed for those fights.
I have no problem with Tank. I just ain't got no problem with the way he's carrying it, because he one thing about Tank that I'm always going to give him respect on is he's always been able to be humble in front of the people who he feel like are smarter than him, right? Like, he never had a problem. Like, he had an issue with Floyd speaking for him all the time, but he never crossed him. He stayed with the program, and he was like, that's what you saying. He had Calvin there, and Calvin was like, yo, young bull, you got to listen to the OGs. He's the one leading the way. He's the one who's done it before you. He's the one who's going to show you how to get in and get out and get this money, and et cetera, and all those things that he wanted. Once he acknowledged you and respected you for being the person who was more knowledgeable in that space, Tank has had no problem showing humility. You've seen Tank.
He'll concede to your
100%.
Yeah, he'll be like, hey, this is you think this is the best way? I trust you.
That's it. Like for example, I look to you for a lot of guidance in this content creation space.
Right.
I might want to do something and I'll run it by you. And if you be like, nah, bro, that's not the way to do it, trust me.
Right.
Even if in my heart I want to do it, I'm gonna follow the what I call the try-trued, you know what I'm saying, method.
Right.
I might have my reservations. I might even have a little resentment, like, damn, man, I really want to do it, but I'll concede just off the strength of me understanding, you know what I'm saying, the experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Sam, what's up? Maya Egypt, peace of blessed queen. How you feeling today? Exactly, Clay. But what he did do was, as me and Clay was talking before we came on, Troy Carrillo, what's up? To Tank deserve respect for sure, my brother. Oh yeah, no, we give him respect for sure. But what he did do is Troy T Buzz, what's up? Is he pulled the curtain down on all his content creators and his fan base that continue to push a certain narrative, even members of his team.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He just again, he forces, again, this is why I always say, be a fan of the sport of boxing first, be a fan of a fan of the fighter second. Because 100%. He always fought. Now he's forcing him to have to make an adjustment again as to who, what, when, and why. MP3 Biz, what's up? Gerald Freeman, what's up, family? He once again, all the people that came out said that Bill Haney was capping when Bill Haney said Turkey made him an offer. Turkey reached out, and people said Bill Haney was capping.
Y'all said I was capping. I mean, trust me, I remember all of y'all, bro. You remember the cooking? Remember all that cooking that was going on in the chat? Yeah, you get cooked, yeah, bro.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
So now he comes out because here's the thing, right? Here's what I realized about Tank. He's gonna tell you his truth in the moment.
Yeah.
It's his truth in the moment, right? So now everybody came out here and they said Bill Haney was capping, Devin was capping. And he tells you his reasoning for asking for the Ferraris. He didn't like the fact that Turkey said, it all boils down to Turkey saying, Devin is my guy.
Yeah.
And once Turkey said that, he didn't trust that he can go over there and win a decision. Now, this is somebody who is a knockout artist. Me and Clay was just talking about this. This is somebody that's a knockout artist. And we have a difference of opinion with it, right? And I said that he's a knockout artist. This is what he does. To me, that signals that you're not confident, or let me not say you're not confident. You are more respectful of Devin Haney's skill set than what's being led to believe.
Then your fans are leading to believe. He's respecting
your team.
Right. He's respecting the fact that he might not sleep him.
Right. He might not sleep Devin Haney.
And he's not willing to bet on the only way him winning being knocking him out. He knows that he knows that Devin can win rounds, bro, and Devin can beat him in a decision. Now, at the same exact time, like I said before, Blue, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, knowing that and realizing that the fight is going to be a close fight, probably if it was to go to decisions, that it's not going to be a blowout, he doesn't have faith in the politics of fighting somewhere where the home team is supporting his opponent. And that's the A-side privilege that he spoke on. And I'm okay with that. I'm telling you, bro, like, I get it, right? Like, it's like, I'm the A-side. I'm the one who's putting the asses in the seats. If anyone's going to get a home field advantage, it'll be me at a minimum. But if there's a difference between a neutral ground where we can fight and you don't necessarily have the advantage and I don't, but I'm not going to concede to get more. To get this money is one thing, but I'm not going to concede and actually go fight you in your hometown when I don't have to. I understand that strategy and that mindset. I really do. I really understand it. I just think the fans have never been fair with the assessment of the situation. They always tried to play the game like it was one way and not, you know what I mean? Like it was never a meeting in the middle of the ground about let's be practical about this and understand that there's no reason for Bill to lie about there being an offer on the table or that Turkey Al-Sheikh's interested in the fight or Eddie Hearn to lie to say the reason I'm reaching out to you is because I have a deal in hand, a whole lot of money that I can offer you. There's no reason to push that as a false narrative and make everybody liars. There isn't, because all of that stuff could clearly be on the table and Tank can have a legitimate reason to still not take it. It doesn't have to be a lie. It can be an offer and it can be, I'm not taking it because I have my own personal reasons, and it can be respected and we can move on. And maybe that could have also been addressed in a different way. Maybe Turkey might have been like, you know what? I'm going to pay for the fight, but it don't need to happen over here. We can do the fight, you know what I'm saying? Over wherever, you know what I mean? At the Barclays, in Madison Square Garden, in a big arena. It is an American fight. He did that with Terrence, right? He made the fight in LA, but it made a whole lot of enemies. It made a whole lot of toxic energy in the boxing space because you guys don't have the ability to discuss boxing news that involves Gervonta Tank Davis in an unbiased way or in a fair way. You can't do it.
So now this is my pushback, right? Is that here's why I believe he is not confident that he's going to beat Devin Haney. Because he was the one that led his fans to believe he gonna knock Devin Haney out when he made the statement, Devin Haney is a middleweight who can't punch himself out of a wet paper bag. I'm knocking him out. Right? He made that statement, and his fans and these content creators, they latched onto it, they took it, and they ran with it. He knocking Devin Haney out. He was the one that told me when me and him went viral, I cracked him and knocked him out in sparring. I'm gonna do it again. Tell Bill to send the contract. Right.
That's true.
Yeah. So he continues to lead people to believe I'm knocking him out. But in reality, subconsciously, that sparring session that took place, in the back of his mind, he's saying, I might not knock this dude out. Now, what he's saying publicly is completely different than what he's thinking. And what we saw in that message yesterday in that interview was what he was actually thinking.
Yeah.
Because then he asked for, now they told us he made $40 million fighting Ryan Garcia.
Right.
If you made $40 million fighting Ryan Garcia, and then you made another at least $10 million fighting Frank Martin, that's $50 million you made. Not to mention the money that they said he made prior to that, right? With Rolly Romero and so on and so forth, right? If you made all that money, Clay, there's no way you in that type of tax bracket, and you talking about the security for me to fight him because I'm not sure if I could get a decision is to send me 3 Ferraris. That's not security. Yeah. 3 Ferraris, you already own Lamborghinis and Ferraris. How is that security?
That's not security. He's just trying to punish him. He's trying to send a message to Turkey to say, I recognize that you're doing something, and I'm going. That's just him being an asshole. Even with him saying that he could knock Devin out, he can knock Devin out. Will he knock Devin out? He knows that's not as guaranteed as the other fights he's been in. He understands when he gets in the ring with a Devin or Shakur Stevenson, you know, like these fighters, with the high level boxing, he understands what comes with that. He understands that the judges come into play. They come into play when we're conversating. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Kurt always used to say. These fighters know when another fighter represents a threat to him. 100%. And he understands, and this just clarified that he understands and identifies that Devin represents a threat to him, and so does Shakur Stevenson, regardless of what the people that want to blindly, his rabid fan base, want to lead you to believe.
Right.
And his team members, right? He understands these dudes represent a threat. And guess what? No, I'm not gonna have them have, because if he truly believe what everybody else is saying, DJ Shad, what's up? Right? Then he would be like, hey, bro, it don't matter again, the ring is the ring. Like
Right.
Devin Haney, everybody was like, man, Devin shouldn't fight Kambosos in Australia. He ain't gonna get a decision. Devin went over there and got 2 decisions.
Right.
Because the ring is the ring. I believe in myself. If I'm gonna knock you out, I'm gonna knock you out. I don't care if it's in my backyard. I don't care if it's at the gym. I don't care if it's in Saudi Arabia. I don't care where it's at. I'm knocking you out. Like Artur Beterbiev. I don't got to fight Dmitry Bivol on U.S. soil, Russia soil, Canada soil. I'm beating him. And I'm going to do it again right now. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I agree, but at the same time, like I said, I can resonate with Tank Davis's position on the conditions of the way the fight's going to be done. That it's going to be done on at a minimum. If we're going to be neutral, maybe, but for the most part, as long as I'm carrying this A-side privilege, as long as here in America, I have an advantage that I can use to my benefit, I'm going to take that, and I'm not going to forfeit that because of money to go somewhere else that all of a sudden this fight turns into a fight that's in your backyard. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to give that up, just no matter how confident I am in myself. No matter how confident I'm in myself, there's a maturity about the situation where you have to acknowledge the reality of
1,000%, the corruption.
I don't have to be able to knock this dude out. I could go to 12 rounds.
Right. But the thing the issue that I have with it, and like when we was talking, is for one, Devin never even fought with Turkey. That's number one. And 2, he showed me that he was relieved. Remember we said this, Clay? When Ryan beat Devin on paper, he was relieved. That showed me the amount of threat that he thinks Devin Haney is, because he celebrated like he did it. And then in this interview, he said it's like I beat Devin Haney because I beat Ryan Garcia, who beat Devin Haney, which showed me that you felt like you was relieved that you didn't have to be pushed into a fight with Devin Haney anymore. The moment Devin Haney lost and got dropped 3 times, a weight was lifted off your shoulder because you felt like you beat Devin Haney because you beat Ryan Garcia. And him saying, I beat Ryan Garcia and Ryan Garcia beat Devin. Things change all the time, right? No, it showed me you were relieved. And then another thing, right, Clay? He brought up Devin Haney. Bro didn't even bring up Devin Haney.
No, bro brought up. You talking about Yachty?
Yeah, he didn't. Yachty
brought up Turkey. He brought up Turkey.
He brought
up. What's
Turkey.
up with Turkey? Right. So that's what the situation was about. It was about Turkey.
Right.
So he brought that up.
But remember, Turkey reached out to him for multiple different things, not just Devin Haney. He brought up. Yeah, remember Turkey was trying to sign him just like he did with Canelo, so on and so forth. Now he wants a part of it. He wants to make Devin Haney fight. But remember, Turkey was like, he's a great talent, right? He would love to do business with him. So it wasn't just solely signing him just to fight Devin Haney. You see what I'm saying?
I didn't know he was trying to sign him. I thought he was just trying to coordinate.
Well, he just wanted to work with him, right? Because remember, that's why, remember this. Now watch this now, Clay. Now remember, that's why Tank said, the first time they came at me, remember he said that the first time they came at me wrong.
Right.
Knowing that they came at him again, but it wasn't for Devin Haney. It was just to do business.
Oh, yeah. The second you talking about when okay. So we're talking about there was the Bill Haney one, that one, and then there was the one around the press conference with Roach where he said, he got to give me 4 Ferraris, because that wasn't for Devin, because Devin was clearly already lost to Ryan and moved on.
Right. Turkey was reaching.
That was for Shakur, if anything. That's what that was for. Was for Shakur.
Right. That's what it was. That's what I was just going to get to. Because remember, Turkey pivoted from Devin to Shakur and was like, well, we would like to see Tank and Shakur fight. You see what I'm saying? So he, again, right?
Almost hit this dude,
boxing
bro. I'm
knowledge.
gonna let you live, bro.
Yep, no. Boxing knowledge. You know the best thing about this stream is that we are on the stream where I could send you a link and you could come up here and you can show us where we haters. See, your name should not be boxing knowledge.
Right. I was this close. I was about to do you dirty. I ain't gonna lie. I was about to hit you right over the head, but I'm like, you know what?
Your name shouldn't be boxing knowledge. Your name should be knee pad specialist. That should actually be your name. Now, I could easily send you the link and you could come up here and tell us what we hating about. See, we just because what is there to hate about, brother? We talking about what he actually said. He said this.
Julian Rue.
We hating because he said it. Get off your knees, brother.
Yeah. And Julian Rue, you don't even, that's what I'm talking about. You try to talk for Tank. Clearly, Tank, listen, you guys are such, okay, let me just be patient with you and just say this, right? Tank legitimately said, said money isn't everything. He said that, right? So here you are going saying, make the money right and Tank will fight anybody, clowns. Shout out to you, you know what I'm saying? Because that's not even why Tank didn't fight Devin. It wasn't about the money. It was about the terms. It was about where the fight was going to happen. It was about the leverage. See, Tank showed intelligence and he showed who he was in that interview. And that's why I'm telling you, and even though Blue's saying what he's doing, you see I'm pushing back like, nah, I don't know. I'm giving Tank some respect. He actually showed and proved that he's a smart dude and was like, nah, this is all strategy. Everything makes sense. But what does your moron ass come up here and say? Give Tank the right money and he'll fight anybody, clowns. You a straight fanboy, bro.
But again, Clay,
fanboy, bro.
But Clay, to double down on what you just said, Tank said he gave him the right money, but once he said that Devin was his guy, he said, "Oh, I need some more money for security." So that means the money that he was offered was the right number, but when he felt like he was not going to win on an even playing field because they favored Devin Haney, which Turkey Al-Sheikh says this about everybody. He said Terrence Crawford is his guy. Canelo signed the deal. Canelo ain't talking about, man, you gotta give me more money because you're gonna rig the game so I can lose. No, Canelo signed the deal because Canelo was like, okay, I'm gonna beat him. Right? He said that Dimitri Bivol was his guy, but Turbiev went over there and beat Dimitri Bivol and getting ready to fight him again next Saturday. So Beterbiev could care less, right? That he said that that's his guy. Right. He also said that he liked Jared Anderson. Right. He thought Jared Anderson was going to beat Martin Bakole.
Probably got the bounce in his head off that canvas. Shout out, Jared.
So he favored Jared Anderson, right? He said Deontay Wilder was his guy. Hence the reason why he put Deontay Wilder in there twice, trying to force the Wilder and Anthony Joshua fight.
Right.
Because he said Deontay Wilder was his guy. So when Wilder lost to Joseph Parker, he was like, okay, I'm going to give him another opportunity to rectify it. So that way we can make this Joshua fight because Wilder's my guy. Wilder got knocked out by Zhang.
Yeah. So I get it, Keon. I do get it. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, my bad. Go ahead, but I get what Keon is saying, and I'm not necessarily saying one thing or the other. What I am saying is, when it comes to the negotiation of how things work out, I respect both parties.
Hold on, Clay. Boston Knowledge, goodbye. See, when you can't stand on your own square, now you point to other people.
Yeah, and take who under whose wing? Are you smoking a literal crack rock? Are you dumb? Or are you stupid? Which one? Which one is it at this point? Yeah. That part.
Right.
Like I said, Keon.
They always want to point to other men. This is what I'm talking about. We don't have the amount of the lack of actual men in today's society. The social media has watered it down. It just makes it just weak.
I am standing on something on Mike Too Shady. What I'm standing on is, and I was in the middle of explaining, to say when it comes to the business of boxing and negotiating, each party has a right to negotiate with whatever leverage they bring to the table. What happens inside of the ring is more so our business as fans. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're waiting on to come together. But when it comes to negotiation, you guys don't eat with these dudes. You don't sleep with these dudes. You don't do nothing with these dudes. So if Tank Davis has certain privileges or certain leverage that he wants to use in a negotiation to make everything as easy as possible as it is for him, I promise you the same is happening on the other side of the negotiation table. You seeing Lomachenko walk away from an opportunity to fight Tank ain't because of nothing, but that was a negotiation thing that's happening. So I can respect Tank for keeping it 100 and communicating that things could have happened between me and Devin when it came to Turkey. But once I saw Turkey show me that he was more of a fan of Devin and Devin was his man, I wasn't going to, that for me made it to where there was no reason for me to go over there. I was going to be facing way too many odds, way too many obstacles to go over there and make the fight happen. Now, at the same exact time, though, yes, we can bring up all these cases where Turkey's fighters have gone over there. Well, Turkey's fighters have been there where Turkey supporting them, but they lose the fight. Keep in mind, of course, though, that most of these fights we're bringing up right now happened after the fact. So Tank doesn't have to sit there and be a mind reader. He can sit there and say, especially considering that he doesn't have to fight Devin over there. He knows what he can do over here. He doesn't have to take those terms. He can fight back on those terms. That's them negotiating, getting whatever they want to get out of the deal. So I'm not going to get involved in it on that point, and I can respect it and back up off that negotiation table, which I have no money vested in, and let them dudes do what they do to make a fight happen. That's all I'm saying, right? Now, you guys can say that Tank is, not wanting to fight because he knows he's going to lose. I don't know that he knows he's not going to lose. I don't think why should I say he knows he's going to lose? He's a great fighter, bro. The man has every ability to win the fight. He could be more tentative and more reserved about fighting him because he knows what kind of fight it's going to be. Stylistically, maybe it's a difficult fight. Maybe it's a fight he's going in and he's going to have to deal with more adversity than other fights. He's going to treat those fights differently. When Floyd Mayweather was making the fight with Manny Pacquiao, it took years. Why? Because Floyd understood that he was in there with a fighter like with Pacquiao that can bring all types of things to the ring that can cause him issues. So he wanted to make sure every bit of the negotiation gave him as much leverage as he could. Let's get him tested and make sure he's not coming in there super strong. Let's make sure I get the right part of this money. Let's make sure I get all the leverage to make this fight fair as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to move to y'all beat and just give y'all a fight when y'all want the fight under any terms and conditions and not care. Does that mean I'm not confident I'm going to win? Not necessarily, because we saw that Floyd won, right? But it does mean that I am respecting this fighter across from me and know that he's probably the most dangerous fighter I've ever gotten in the ring with. And I'm going to make sure every part of it works and I get as much leverage as I can get when I'm going into the fight. Everybody thinks like that. That's not foreign.
It's like Floyd said, I just want to be on an even playing field.
That's it.
And I completely understand when Tank said that. The thing, like I said, that it shows me that he's concerned. He views Devin Haney as a real threat. Just like you said with Floyd and Pacquiao. Floyd viewed Pacquiao as a threat. So guess what? We're going to be on an even playing field. We're going to make sure ain't no enhancement involved, so on and so forth. We're going to make sure we're on an even playing field because this is a high-profile fight and anything can happen. So therefore, that's the same thing that me and Clay are trying to say, is that that's how he viewed Devin Haney, regardless of how y'all wanted him to view Devin Haney. He don't view Devin Haney in the same light that y'all view Devin Haney.
No, he doesn't.
He do not view Devin Haney in that same light. He views Devin Haney as a threat. The fact that he's talking about, hey, I might go the distance with this dude. He ain't say that about Frank Martin. He ain't saying that right now about Lamont Roach. He ain't say that about Ryan Garcia. He ain't say that about Rolly Romero. He ain't say that about none of those dudes. He said, I'm knocking them out. That's what he said. And now all of a sudden he concerned about not getting a decision if it goes the distance.
Yeah. Yeah, he recognizes he recognizes box and and I think that's what Devin always brought to the
Clay. Lex Luthor, you said no, he doesn't, because they all come to fight. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all, man? Are you on a kiddie bus? Did you ride a you got the small bus, but your bus must have been cut in half. Like I just said, he just said that Lamont Roach getting knocked out. He said Frank Martin getting knocked out. He even picked a round Frank Martin was getting knocked out in.
Right.
He said Ryan Garcia is getting knocked out. I'm knocking Ryan Garcia out. He said I'm knocking Rolly Romero out. He trashed, bro. I'm knocking him out. That's what he said. Now when it comes to Devin Haney, he talking about, I don't know if I could get a decision. I don't know if they're going to give me a decision if I go over there because that's his guy. Meanwhile, Devin has never even fought with Turkey Al-Sheikh. He's never even competed with Turkey Al-Sheikh, bro. And furthermore, right? He says styles make fights. So clear. Okay, let me ask you a question, Lex Luthor, because this is the simple-minded people that we have in this sport of boxing. Boxing has the lowest IQ fans of all sports. You said styles make fights, little bro, and had the audacity to try to throw a shot. Right? But the joke is on you because Frank Martin, Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia, and Lamont Roach don't fight alike. They all have different styles. So why was he so confident he was knocking them out and not confident he knocking Devin out? Now go ahead, we'll wait. Lex Luthor, little bro. Now go ahead, Lex Luthor. Now tell us, why is he so confident? Frank Martin don't fight like Rolly. Ryan don't fight like Rolly or Frank Martin. And Lamont Roach don't fight like none of them. So he said they all get knocked out. So what's the difference between Devin's style and them? Because they all different styles, little bro. Now go ahead and tell us what's the difference then.
You know what they won't acknowledge in what this whole argument is.
One more second, Clay. Lex Luthor said they're all punches. That's why. Again, stupidity is contagious. Stupidity is contagious. Lamont Roach has 10 knockouts. Little bro. 10. The last time I checked, Clay, 15 is more than 10. And Devin had knockout of the year. Little bro. And Devin dropped Regis Prograis. Little bro. Devin had more knockouts than Rolly had fights. Little bro.
He's cooking them.
And what their power got to do with it? How many knockouts Frank Martin got? Little bro? So what you talking about? So he was confident, Clay. Listen what he said. He was confident that he was going to knock them out because they all punches.
You guys be doing this stuff. I don't know why y'all do this. I don't know why y'all do this.
He was confident he going to knock them out because they was all punches.
Yeah, bro.
Answer me this question, Lex Luthor, little bro. Which one of them have knockout of the year? Go ahead, little bro. Out of Devin, Ryan, Frank Martin, Lamont Roach, and Rolly Romero, which one of them have knockout of the year? Go ahead, little bro. Tell us. Who got knockout of the year? You said styles make fights. Y'all be over there with these other platforms too much, bro.
Echo chambers.
Yeah. Y'all be over there with y'all be mingling with the help too much. Now he talking about I don't care how long ago it was. Not so smart guy. Which one of them have knockout of the year? When the last time Rolly had a knockout? Little bro. When the last time Frank Martin had a knockout? Little bro. When the last time Lamont Roach had a knockout? Little bro. Go ahead and tell us. Go ahead and tell us, little bro. Exactly. You can't. Pardon me, Clay. Let's get these super chats and let you go ahead and cook. Pardon me for cutting you off.
Nah, I was cutting you off, shit.
So, he said when the last time Devin had one. Hey, bro, go sit at the kiddie table. Have several seats at the kiddie table.
We got a lot of apple juice pack over there for you. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Little apple slices. We got you.
Go have several seats at the kiddie table. Give that man some Mott's apple juice.
Yeah.
Right. They all resort. When is the last time Devin? You said that they was knockout artists.
Sugar-free apple juice, by the way.
The last time he had a knockout, he had knockout of the year. That's more than any of them. Little bro. When is the last time Canelo knocked somebody out, Clay?
What was it? I mean, if you want to consider Caleb that, but I don't know. I always put a question mark on the Caleb. I always look at it as a stoppage, not a knockout. You know what I mean? But right. It is what it is.
So the last time was Caleb playing.
Right.
So Canelo's not a puncher? Because that was years ago.
Yep.
That was years ago. But now he gonna knock out Terrence Crawford, though. He ain't knock out John Ryder. He ain't knock out Belinga, Jaime Munguia. We just had a dude with 4 knockouts in 27 fights.
Right.
Knock Jaime Munguia out with 1 punch, Clay.
Bing, boom.
Canelo didn't do it, and Canelo got 39 knockouts.
Right. Right.
This dude went into the fight with Jaime Munguia with 4 knockouts in 27 fights, and then knocked Jaime Munguia out.
Put him out.
Put him out. Canelo ain't do it. Canelo got more knockouts than Devin got fights, than Tank got fights. Almost as many knockouts as Terrence Crawford.
Exactly.
Terrence Crawford got 41 fights. Canelo got 39 knockouts. So the last time he got a knockout was years ago. So that means he ain't a knockout artist no more. Huh, little bro? Man, y'all better stop.
That's a fact.
Salute to one old guy opinion in the super chat, dropping that half a dub. Oh, it's in the super chat. He said, Blue and Clay, do you think the reason Tank is saying this is because Garcia tested positive for Pez and Devin endured as long as he did in that fight with Garcia? That's an interesting way of looking at it, huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's taking all those things into consideration like that, right? Yeah. But I just, like I said before, guys, I just believe when it comes to the special fights, you saw how David Benavidez started acting with David Morrell with the PEDs and the testing. And was David Benavidez scared of David Morrell? I mean, I'm sure there could be a healthy fear there. David Morrell's a puncher. Does that mean he doesn't think he can win? No, clearly, you know what I'm saying? But he's not stupid. He understands like the playing field needs to be even with the special fights. Well, with any fight in real time, but with a fight like Devin or Shakur, Tank understands that all the intangibles have to be in the right place for the fight to happen. And the last thing he's going to do, like I said, the last thing he's going to do is concede any leverage. He's not going to concede it. You know what I mean? You can think whatever you want to think. He's not going to concede leverage because he's acknowledged. But what y'all don't want to understand is the reason he's doing that is because of the respect and the understanding he has of the type of fighter that's in front of him, that he needs to do those things. And there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, for some of y'all, it is because y'all want Devin to be the easiest fight that Tank ever had, and there'd be no reason for the fight to happen. No, the reason he wants the most money, the reason why he wants to have the leverage, the reason why he wants to make sure the judging is fair is because he knows where this fight can go, and he knows where he can lose this fight. He knows where the fight can be lost at for himself. He understands that.
Exactly.
Look at that. Mike Too Shady. Stand on something, Clay. Nothing is never fair with brother. I don't know what to tell you, man. And these are where listen, I know one thing's for sure, 2 things for certain. You're only gonna like me for as long as you like me. And then you're gonna find a reason to go another way with me, right? Because I'm not a yes man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it 100 on how I feel. So I mean, last week maybe you were celebrating me because you thought I hate Tank, right? But that's because you don't listen. No, what I'm saying is these fighters are these high-level fighters, these generational talents, they recognize each other. They know each other. Where you fans don't see it, they understand. They spent time sparring each other. They spent time with each other. They understand what the threats are. They understand how these fights are supposed to look when these fights happen. And all I'm saying is that Turkey Al-Sheikh coordinate that fight with Devin and Tank. Him saying that he had Devin, and that's also when Tank was saying, yeah, you come in the game with your money, but also know about the sport, right? And what he's basically saying is you're not going to see you're not going to see a promoter come out there, put a fight together and be like, I'm rooting for a fighter. No, he's going to promote the fight. The manager of the fight is going to be like that. The Eddie Hearns, the Leonard Ellerbys, the Bob Arams, right? But no, could you imagine ESPN, the owner of ESPN, saying that he's rooting for a fighter who's coming over there to fight a top-ranked fighter on ESPN? It's going to make you be leery, like, hold on, bro, what you mean you want him to win? What does that mean you want him to win? You could be a fan of him, but when you start talking like that, I got to pay attention to all these moving parts around me now, especially when we're talking about judges. And you've seen what judges do in this game, bro. The judges can be diabolical, although I'll give credit over there with Turkey Al-Sheikh. I think those judges have been very fair for the most part. But how many people thought that Bivol got robbed against Beterbiev?
But then the flip side to that, though, right, Clay, is that but these are the same fans that will be, they're not consistent. Because when Terrence Crawford said, in order for me to go over there and fight Errol Spence, I had to be on an even playing field, and people said he was scared and he was ducking. Then people said, now, clearly Al Heyman and Tank got a close relationship, right? But these are the same people that say Shakur should have signed with the PBC. Now, why would Shakur sign with the PBC if the PBC clearly is favoring Tank Davis? Based off of what Tank, we know Al Heyman ain't going into that negotiation talking about I just want to see the best win.
That's a fact.
You know Al Heyman is going into them negotiations talking about he want to see Tank Davis win. The difference is you just ain't going to hear from him, but you know very well the PBC ain't cheering on the opposite side.
Yup. That's a fact.
So therefore, if that's the case, then why does Tank want people to come to him then?
That's a fact.
You can't have it both ways.
I always said when these fights get put together, it's just like Errol and Terrence. You're going to concede some points. You're going to compromise. If somebody truly knows their value, they're not going to just sit there and let you play with them. Terrence sat there and did that with Errol, right? You're like, nah, bro, you're not going to play me. I don't care about that A side, B side nonsense. I got a belt you want just like you got belts that I want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're going to negotiate this the right way, bro. We're going to do it the right way, or we're not going to do it at all. I'm good.
And Lex Luthor said he wants the A side perk, that's what we were saying. We completely agree with that.
Right.
He's supposed to, because he's the bigger draw. There's no disputing that. Nobody could dispute that, right? He's exciting. He's explosive. He puts the butts in the seats, and he brings the money. There's no disputing that. We cannot dispute that. Devin ain't gonna dispute that. Shakur ain't doing none of them. They don't dispute that. Bill didn't dispute that, right? What the thing is that threw me off, how was A-Side Perks saying you want 3 Ferraris? Bro, 3 Ferraris, Clay, I don't know. I'm not into Ferraris. I'm not into Ferraris, right?
Right.
I don't know what the most expensive Ferrari is today's time. Mm-hmm. But, okay, it can't be more than $1 million, right?
Yeah, I mean, most Ferraris, I think, around 500,000.
Right.
That's what
let's say 500 to 700,000, right?
Right.
With added, Blade Brown said $4 million. Woo.
I mean, maybe for the best Ferrari ever made on Earth.
Yeah. So I'll say 800,000, right? To be safe. That's not even $3 million.
Like I said, 250 to 500,000.
Right. So Ray, salute to great brother Ray Davis. He said 3.5. Right. So let's say Why don't you just ask for another? Hey, bro, I don't feel comfortable. You're gonna have to pay me. Remember, they did that with George Foreman. Remember when George Foreman wanted to leave Africa because he felt like the fix was in with him and Ali, and they was like, "Yo, we're gonna have to pay him extra money to make him stay here." Right? Because he felt like the fix was in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you take Davis, you can say, listen, bro, I don't feel comfortable with you saying that's your man. But anyway, Turkey ain't the promoter. Al Heyman's going to be involved. And again, another thing that gets dismissed with this is that you can ask for certain perks. Hey, bro, I don't want this referee. I don't like this judge. It's been done before. Yo, I don't want this judge. I don't want this referee.
Yeah. But I think Tank is just street level with it, right? Like once he feels like you playing with him, and there's something about not needing people. It's like when you don't need people, if they don't come at you right, you have the luxury of telling everybody to go F themselves and not even dab into it. I'm not going to even jump into negotiations like, okay, well, this can happen this way, but I want this. And I start, no, you came at me wrong as far as I'm concerned anyway. You already came at me. And that's something that Turkey just didn't understand. Even the way he came at Canelo the first time, you know what I'm saying? Not respecting the fact that I'm leveraging influence in this conversation. You're leveraging money. We're leveraging two different things and they both have value, but these things have to come together in order for them to work, especially when you're the one trying to put it together. If you come at me all last day, it's like coming in the hood and just talking the wrong way on the block. The block is just going to reject you, bro, because you're already talking wrong. So you come at me and you talking about, I want to put a fight together, but you have no problem being transparent and communicating to me that Devin is your guy. It puts a certain like, what? And, you know, add on the fact that I don't like Devin. I don't deal with Devin. I don't like his father. I don't like the way they talk. I don't like the way they carry it. Me and him got smoked. And now he got somebody with some money who got his back. And now I'm supposed to forfeit everything I have on this side as far as privilege, as far as leverage that I have to go onto your side and find myself negotiating with you guys as if I'm not the one offering the opportunity, as if I'm not the one that you want to get in the ring with because it's going to be your biggest payday. Right. And I'm just being a fair devil's advocate in the conversation. That's why I said I have no problem with Tank dealing with the situation the way he dealt with it. I think the biggest problem I have personally is the way the fans act about it. I'm being honest with you. The way Tank carried it, I don't have no problems with it. Threat or no threat, just on a business level, on a negotiation level, we're not going to talk like I'm not who I am. That's it.
And I get that. Now, it's just that I just got to point out the obvious. You know, it was just brought to my attention. I thought about something else too, right? He said, I beat Ryan Garcia, who beat Devin Haney. They ain't even fight at 135.
Right. That had nothing to do with it.
That had nothing to do with it. Right? And another thing, he says that Turkey, then he acknowledges that Turkey had money, but don't know nothing about the sport. Well, I don't know if he knows this. And see, these things will go over the head of people that don't know. But Al Heyman didn't know nothing about boxing. Bob Arum was a lawyer.
Right. Right.
They was businessmen that got in the sport of boxing. What did they know about boxing? Al Heyman got with Floyd to learn the sport at the highest level because Al Heyman was dealing with Vernon Forrest and those fighters. Then he got with Floyd. So Al Heyman didn't know about boxing.
Yeah.
He was in music and entertainment. Bob Arum was a lawyer. Don King was a hustler.
Don King was a damn gangster.
Yeah. I ain't want to say it, but yeah. Right? But look what they turned into, though, Clay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look what Don King put on the greatest boxing cards in history.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Yeah.
Bob Arum. Look at Top Rank.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are we talking about? Jay Prince. Al Heyman himself. So how could you say he don't know nothing about boxing. He doing the same thing that they complain about Al Heyman doing.
Right.
Coming into the
I
sport
think
and
he's saying.
fighters.
I think he's saying as far as take into consideration if you when you have experience in boxing, you take into consideration how you approach making these fights with certain fighters. And he's right about that. Like the way he approached Canelo the first time when Canelo was dealing with the Edgar Berlanga situation, he had no no swag about it, right? Like you just wanted me to commit to fighting your fighter for X amount of dollars, and I'm sitting here in the middle of preparing for another fight and pissed me off, and now I got to put you on blast. Like I don't like the way Canelo said it. I don't like the way he talked to me. I don't like the way he approached me because, and Turkey's getting better at that now. He's become somebody who has more understanding, but coming from that privileged space that he's in Saudi Arabia, he crossed some lines with fighters like Canelo Alvarez.
But you know what, Clay? He didn't come from the privileged space. You know what he came from? A fatigued fan space. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Right now, if somebody said, if somehow me and you came upon $1 trillion and we split it, 500 billion, right? Right.
Talking crazy right now. Dang.
And now we get into the sport of boxing, Clay.
Okay.
We're going to have fan fatigue because remember, he's a fan first. So he sees this fight not being made, that fight not being made. So if you gave me and yourself 500 billion, right? And we're going to invest in this, then we got backup plans, right? We got other investors that's putting money in our pocket. Well, we ain't even really reaching in our pocket.
Right.
Right now we got fan fatigue. And what I mean by fan fatigue is that we gonna go to these fighters. Hey, bro, I got this money, that money.
Right. Yeah,
make the fight happen. What's the holdup? Because Clay, the constant argument in the public is who's gonna put the money up.
Yes.
That's the constant argument. Why isn't this fight happening? Who gonna put the money up? Why this fight ain't happening? Who gonna put the money up? Wow. Canelo, why you ain't fighting Benavidez? Give me 100, 200 million. Tank, why you ain't fighting him? Give me this. Right? It's constant, always this kind of conversation.
Right.
Right? So therefore, now you give Clay and Blue, and we put our money together, Clay, and we come in, we got investors. We gonna go to these fighters and be like, yo, bro, all right, we got the money. What's the problem?
Right.
Y'all can work everything else out.
Right.
I'm going to put up the money. Work it out.
Right.
I removed the biggest obstacle. Me and Clay removed the absolute biggest obstacle that you said was in the way from giving us the best fight and the best.
Right.
We removed that.
Right.
Sit down and make these fights happen.
But Turkey had to learn. Turkey had to learn, and he's learning right now. Like he understands. He's gotten way better at this. But I believe he did go into it that way. Like, what I don't understand what the problem is. I'm putting the money up. Why are you crying?
He didn't know exactly. That's what
he didn't know these fighters. He didn't know these fighters were sensitive. He didn't know that you have to talk to these fighters in 2025, right? That Canelo would say something like, "I don't like the way he talked to me, so I'm not going to get him paid." He didn't realize like the ego part of the conversation was something that he had to acknowledge, that you got to stroke their egos a little bit as well as giving them the money. And that became something, and he's on a learning curve. He's on a learning curve.
Exactly. Jay Weezy 0933. You absolutely right. You got to approach everybody different. But what I'm saying, I'm not saying he was right in his approach. I'm just saying his approach came from a fatigued fan. He's tired. He's a fan of boxing first.
Mm-hmm.
So him being fatigued of the nonsense and not getting the best fight in the best and not getting this, and it's the constant conversation everywhere is always, I make more money than you. Who gonna put up the money? Right. You ain't the A side. He has came in and he said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this in this sport. And he got people behind him. And then you come in and you say, you know something? I'm going to get rid of A side, B side.
Right.
Because that's what he's doing. You don't hear nobody talking about A side, B side. They don't care. They getting so much money, they could care less who's the A side, who's the B side.
Right.
Period. Because right now, Terrence Crawford, Canelo, you ain't hearing no A side, B side talk. Because Terrence Crawford don't care. You know why? I'm giving guaranteed $50 million plus 30% on the back end. I could care less.
Right. But you know, like the B side, the people who have been the B side are gonna love that, right? But it's kind of like this whole entire illegal immigration thing, right? You got the people that work their way.
Hold that thought, Clay. Let's get these super chats off because I feel like I'm peeking over looking at you.
Yeah.
Pull the pools, brother, in the super chat, dropping that half a. He said, has Tank ever fought someone with Dev's size and mobility? That style may be tough to beat because Dev ain't a slouch. He's skilled. They was not punchers, just more flat-footed. That's why Frank KO took time. Right. The same thing with Mario Barrios. The thing is, he's looking at the Mario Barrios fight. Devin is a better boxer than Mario Barrios. He's more slick than Mario Barrios, and he's been in the ring. He know what Tank power is, right? So he understands. It took him 11 rounds to get to Mario Barrios, right? And he understands. Listen, man. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this, but hey, Devin destroyed Mario Barrios in sparring. Now, obviously, sparring is sparring. You know what I'm saying? But believe that. That's a fact. Devin beat the brakes off of Mario Barrios in sparring. But styles make fights. Devin is much taller, much more rangy than Tank, right? He don't have the power that Tank has, but he has the skill set. He's much more rangy, so styles make fights. Yeah. He knows I got to get to Devin, and Devin is going to use the jab. He's been in the ring with me. He understands. He understands what it's like. And regardless of people, y'all could be in here fanning and just, hey, man, it sounds good. Sounds good. Sam, brother, in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super. He said, salute, Blue and Clay, giving us the good old boxing talk. Salute. Alan James 757 saying Mario Barrios was smoke. Bro, hey, bro, you morons in boxing, bro. I just can't. He ain't even smoked Ramos in his last fight. He gonna smoke Devin Haney. Man, stop.
Almost got laid up.
He almost got knocked out, brother. But he gonna smoke Devin Haney. Right. Ray Davis, my brother. Salute. Ray Davis in the building. Drop the bombs on the He said, peace, hair grease, and freaking seeds. Shaking my head. Bro, it just gets like, it gets ridiculous, Clay.
Yeah, I think, and you know, I'm giving you guys an opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to you know, to get involved in some real good critical thinking, right? Like some real good critical thinking, leaving the insults out to the side and building on something to make it make more sense. Now that we finally have Tank Davis communicating transparently about how all these things came together. Because for the most part, a lot of you Tank fans were speaking on things that you didn't have no proof to back up. You just was, you know, using your speculation, all those things. And I mean, we were to agree, right? But now that we have actual information, we can speak on it a little bit more accurate way, because hindsight is always so 20/20. But you guys just such fanatics that you can't even get out your own. You can't even have a conversation in a real way. And what's the conversation about? The conversation is that these fights are big fights, and Devin understands. I mean, and Tank understands it. He understands it. There's a reason why they're taking forever to get put together, bro. Because all the moving parts have to be put in the right place. It has to make sense. Tank has to come into that ring with and I'm not saying he needs it like the only way he can. It's not that. It's just that, bro. We gonna take every bit of leverage that we have going. It's gonna be a hard fight. It's gonna be a fight. You know what I'm saying? And every bit of leverage that we have and every piece that we control, we're not giving up no control, no leverage, nothing that we have we're going to concede. And he's not supposed to.
Not supposed to. No, sir.
I'm not giving in nothing. If I'm going against you in court, I could be a great lawyer. You could be a great lawyer. I'm not every bit of leverage and strategy that I can use to win my cases what I'm using. I don't want to hear, man, that's bull. That's technical. Shut up, bro. That's what I'm allowed to do. You're going to have to work through. Same thing with Devin. If he's sticking out that jab and using that jab all night, you can't sit there and be like, all he do is jab. Have you been able to get around the jab?
Right.
No, but are you allowed to use the jab? Yeah. All right, then. Keep fighting.
And the thing is, Clay, I earned it.
Yeah.
I'm not giving it up. And Tank ain't supposed to give up his leverage. It's like Canelo ain't supposed to give up his leverage. No. But just certain things just raise a concern. Lance Shepard, brother in the super chat, he said, Blood Clay, hashtag keep punching. Salute, family. Much love.
No, salute.
Big Hearn, brother in the super chat, sound like Tank was scared to lose. Let's be real.
They all scared to lose, bro.
Yeah, I was just getting Clay. I was just getting ready to say that.
Every last one of them scared to lose, bro.
They all, bro. That's my favorite thing to ask. What are you thinking about in the locker room and on that ring walk?
Losing,
because I know you got to be in your brain like, bro. Whew. I couldn't imagine, man. K Dog, what's up?
You all scared to lose, bro.
Rich Porter, what's up? Clay, I can't even imagine. You know, you get in a street fight, you don't have time to think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just unless it's something that is brewing. You typically don't have time to think about it, right? It just happens, right? Imagine in boxing, right? You know things about to get physical. You know that you could get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you gotta calmly, collectively gather yourself and be like, let me go in there and that bro. Hats off to him, bro. That's different, bro. Like, I know a lot of people didn't like the fact when Tank said, hey, I was scared about Ryan left hook. I like when he said that because it's like, bro, you supposed to be.
You better be.
Yeah. I remember Pernell Whitaker and wow, why am I forgetting Mark's last name? Just train Deontay Wilder. I'm straight brain farting.
Oh, Breland.
Mark Breland, excuse me. They told me about a sparring session when they was in the amateurs and stuff. And Mark was knocking everybody out. And he said, he kept asking Pernell, let's spar. And Pernell was like, no. And he was like, why? He's like, you ain't hit me with that. And Pernell was like, that's why we got to spar. You know what I'm saying? I need to try to hit you. And he said, no, Pernell and Mark told me that. He said, Pernell said, no, I'm saying I'm not going to let you hit me with that. Not that I'm going to avoid it all.
Right.
You ain't gonna hit me unnecessarily with that.
Right. You gonna keep your hands to your side. You ain't got no reason to be. You ain't punching.
I'm pretty sure I could avoid that punch on a consistent basis. But if I don't,
right,
that could be a problem. You ain't hit me with that. We cool. We good. Right. So him and Pernell told me that, and that always stuck with me because clearly Pernell wasn't turning down no smoke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But just the thought of that human moment. You know what I'm saying? It was like, bro, you ain't hit me with that. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
And Mark told me the same thing. He said that he thought he learned everything from Tommy Hearns.
Mm-hmm.
And go subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link is pinned up in the chat. Click the link that's pinned up in the chat. Subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link is pinned in the chat. He said that Tommy hit him so hard, Clay. He was like, I was used to sticking people long, boom. He said, Tommy hit him. Boom. He's like, I ain't never been hit that hard in my life.
Yeah, bro. There ain't nothing brave in just getting abused to prove stuff to people who don't mean nothing. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it just don't make no sense. What am I proving here? You know what I mean? And there's nothing in it. And like, you know, like I said, man, the interview with Tank was a great interview. Shout out to Lil Yachty again. I actually resonated with a lot of his positions on a lot of things he was talking about.
Fun fact, Clay, you know, I was like 20 minutes into the interview before I realized that was Lil Yachty.
But it was Yachty.
Yeah,
Yachty is like, an amazing person, bro. Like, when he first came out, you thought he was kind of light. We thought he was kind of lightheaded. Like a little bit of a ditzy dude, but shout out to Q and all those guys down there, QC. They saw it. They saw the intelligence in him. He's really, over the years, shown how intelligent he really is. And a lot of these dudes be like that. Be really educated. Because, you know, they took him out of college. He was in college, like in his sophomore year in college, but when he decided to drop out and jump into the rap game.
Yeah.
He interviewed that dude so well. The questions were so there were such great questions, but he didn't cross no lines and offend him. He really put Tank's guard down. Tank dropped his whole guard, was laughing and just answering stuff. And I'm like, oh, he asking. Yeah, that was an awesome interview, man.
Yeah, facts. Like, yo, I was a good 20 minutes in, and I'm like, bro, dude, because I really don't listen to new school music. I'm like an old school and R&B dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I watched the movie How High 2.
Right.
Remember he was in that?
Was he in it? Yeah, Yachty was in it. It was him and my guy, man. The comedian. What's my dude from Atlanta, man?
Yeah, what's his name?
He just lost his wife.
Yeah. What's dude's name?
That dude real as hell, man.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, Clay, I'm doing my DC Young Fly.
DC Young Fly.
Yo, Clay, I'm doing my last, I'm trying to get my 10,000 steps in while I'm listening, right? So I'm walking and I'm listening to it, and then I'm like, man, dude sounds so familiar. I'm like, this sounds like dude from, I'm tripping, Clay. I'm like, I'm literally walking and getting my steps in. And I'm like, so I wasn't really looking at the phone, I was just listening. And I'm like, this dude sound like dude from that How High movie. So I look at it and I'm like, man, but his hair's not red and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, is that him? So I Googled it and I looked and I'm like, wait a minute. I straight was tweaking, man. Salute to one old guy opinion, brother, in the super chat, dropping that half a dub. On in the super chat. He said, just is a jump rope 8 cycle 20-second on the 10-second rest Tabata.
Yeah, Tabata. I don't even know that.
I guess he said I just did a jump rope. I have not done this in some years, and it kicked my salute to all the athletes who train intensely for a living.
Thanks.
Yeah, bro, I do it every day. One old guy opinion. Every day, bro. I get at least 12,000 steps in. I do my jump rope, jumping jacks, knee ups, burpees, and then I hit the gym. That's just my morning wake up. Then I go to gym, hit the iron, put the pain in, and get back. One old guy opinion, brother, back in the building, back in the super chat, dropping another half a dub. I know that boxers, like all pro athletes, have a shelf life. They know it, and they want to get out of the sport all they can and still be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor when they retire. Respect to them. All facts. And I said this in a video I did about Tank. You know what I'm saying? I said that in a video I did. I said, listen, I respect his stance. I respect the fact that he said, yo, I want to be a better person. I want to get rid of aggression. I want to be a better father. Hey, bro, that can only be commended and applauded. You know what I'm saying? I applaud that. I commend that. You know what I mean? My only stance is coming from purely from the sport. And people have a hard time understanding when you're talking about the sport compared to the person. I'm talking about the sport, the athlete. I'm not talking about the person.
Right.
I'm solely talking about the sport and what he's going to do and not doing in the sport. Period. The person, I commend him. I want him to do great. I want him to be successful. I want him to be the greatest father on earth outside of myself and my loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, I commend that. I want that for him. You know what I mean?
Bro.
But we're talking about the sport, and the problem is that these fans are overly invested in the person, and they can't separate their fanism for the person over the sport. And so yesterday, Clay, I put up on my Instagram when he said that he's on the same level as Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's diabolical. And people are like, no, it's not. No, it's not, because he's
yeah, that was crazy.
In his neighborhood in Baltimore, he's a big deal. I'm like, bruh, he is not on Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather's level at any stretch of the imagination.
Nah, bro. And you know what? When he said that, Blue, you know what I said to myself? I was like, damn, that's why we put the pressure on you to be in the fights that we're talking about. Because deep in your heart, bro, you want to be recognized that way. But you don't realize you can't be recognized that way until you fight the fight. Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather are who they are because of the fights they were in, bro. And don't say that and then expect us to, you feel what I'm saying? When you say that, that lets me believe that you care about your legacy. Why would you compare yourself to people like that in the game and then go and say you don't give a damn about legacy? Bullish. You sitting here thinking you Sugar Ray and Floyd. Why did you just say you don't care? You don't want to be like none of these dudes when it comes to legacy. Why didn't you jump into that part of the conversation and just talk about you getting your money, getting in, getting out, taking care of your family? You don't care about impressing nobody. Why did you bring up in real time you think about Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather and think you're in the same conversation as them? This is where it becomes diabolical. This is where it becomes like, see, I was with you. I was with you. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing what people tried to convince me is they saying, well, he's talking about what he means to Baltimore, which I understand, right? But what I'm saying, my response was, that's cool. But if that's the case, then everybody would consider themselves on the same level as Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather that are remotely close to successful coming out of their neighborhood, especially from a small neighborhood.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you coming from a small neighborhood, you're gonna be considered a massive deal.
Yeah.
If you're successful coming from a small neighborhood.
Yeah.
So you comparing that because you have what you mean to Baltimore, to the city of Baltimore, that's small. Baltimore is small.
Yeah, man. Maybe that's all that matters to him is what Baltimore thinks about him. You know what I mean? But Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather is well beyond St. Louis and in Michigan, in Flint, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Like when you say that,
Maryland, right? He's from Maryland.
No, I'm Maryland. I apologize. I don't know why I say St. Louis. You know who I was thinking about? Oh boy, Corey Spinks for some reason. Right. But at the end of the day, they're bigger than that. They're bigger than that. And you know they're bigger than that. But you comparing them, you just comparing yourself to them lets me know that you're tapped into the legacy part of this conversation. And maybe that's the big disappointment with Tank, as far as Tank's disenchantment with the game, is that he wants to be looked at that way. But he doesn't want to accept the fact that it involves the fights. It involves the fights, man. It involves it, man. You can't get around it. The fights you've had, they're adorable, but those aren't the fights that are going to get you in that conversation. And when you say you didn't care about legacy, I said, okay, I'm gonna respect it. Go ahead and do what you want to do and make your way out the game. But when you bring up Sugar Ray Leonard and you bring up Floyd Mayweather, I get back to being confused again, where I'm like, hold on, you do want legacy? You do want to be in the same conversation with these guys? You do want to be mentioned in the same kind. All right, then. So that means you care about legacy. So now we back to square one again, where you're gonna be calling me a hater when I'm sitting here saying that you need to get in the ring with Shakur. And when I say you need to get in the ring with Tio, or I'm not gonna say Devin at this point because he's, unless you're gonna go fight him at like a catchweight of 144 or something.
That fight has sailed.
Right, that fight is done. But you have to make the fights. Lamont Roach ain't gonna get you in that conversation respectfully. And I say that respectfully because I got respect for Lamont Roach, and I think he's going to do great things in the sports. I think he's a great 130-pound guy, and I think when he officially comes to 135, you know what I mean, we'll see what he does there. But he's not the guy. He's not the opponent that's going to get you into the conversation of Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather. That's not the guy who's going to get you there, man. That's an inconvenient truth for you. Inconvenient, I know, but a truth nonetheless.
Right, and he said that. He's saying, so I'm a player right now, right?
Some people would discredit what I've done. Ain't gonna lie. My influence, my everyday in the sport, just that alone. Even coming from where I come from is like, feel me? I feel like I'm already up there. Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray, all them people, far as like where I come from. Not even like, you know? So I feel like that's my legacy, right? What's up? Because some people would discredit what I've done. Ain't gonna lie. My influence, my everyday in the sport, just that alone. Even coming from where I come from is like, feel me? I feel like I'm already up there. Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray, all them people, far as like where I come from. Not even like, you know? So I feel like that's my legacy, right?
So, I Reezy say y'all talk about Tank more than Floyd. Why wouldn't we talk about Tank more than Floyd when Floyd is not active? You came, you know, the people they go to school on the little bus, but your bus was even smaller than the little bus. You had the you ever see them real small skinny buses with the flat front, and they got one steering wheel and only 4 seats, and they got a monitor on there. That's the bus that Reezy was on. Why would we be talking about Floyd Mayweather when Floyd Mayweather is not active and Tank Davis is active? We're talking about the active sport. We ain't talking about history. Floyd Mayweather is not active. So, you know, them little buses, Clay, they got the flat front. You know what I'm saying? You know, this dude went to school on the coupes of buses.
Oh, guys.
Yeah, we know words don't hurt you. Because you're not intelligent enough to actually receive what the words mean.
I can't believe you guys sometimes, but it is what it is.
One old guy opinion, my brother back in the building, back in the super chat, dropping another half a He said, I agree 100, bros. Every fight is a new adventure. Some are predictable and some are completely shockers than all in the in between. I can be a fan of a boxer, but being a fan of the sport is much more fun. Right. Be a fan of the sport of boxing first. It's going to far outweigh the fighters. Right now, Clay, don't know if you saw this, but what's his name? Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk said he got 2 fights and he's done. He said he wants to fight the winner of Dubois and Joseph Parker, which really we know he wants Daniel Dubois, right? And one other fight he said that he wants, right? Which is really the word that I'm hearing is he really wants to fight Wilder. And he wants, because he wants to say that he fought the 3 kings of this era: Wilder, Fury, and Joshua. So he really wants to fight Deontay Wilder. That's on his list. He really wants to share the ring with him, and he wants to fight him. Right?
I'm a fan of you, Wilder, but you about to get your tail whooped. You jumping down around that boy.
Yeah, so we got to see how what comes of that. You know what I mean? Cornelius Jenkins, what's up? So Again, the sport of boxing far outweighs and outlasts the fighters. So just be a fan of the sport first. Be a fan of the fighter second.
Yeah,
Because
it's
again,
possible, Lex, but more like
yeah,
not.
he could clip Usyk, right?
Yeah, we can.
For sure. So I mean, it just makes more sense to be a fan of the sport, man. Be a fan of the sport, and it's no. Again, I'm fan of fighters. Juan Manuel Marquez is one of my favorite fighters. Again, I just disagree with something that he said the other day. You know what I'm saying about Canelo just going to knock out Terrence Crawford. Canelo is cherry. You know what I'm saying? Like again, I agree with some things he said, and I disagree with some things he said. And when he said that, I don't like fights like that because it's a mismatch. Yet you jumped up 12 pounds at Fort Floyd.
Right.
You went from 135 to 147, even though it was a catchweight at 144 or 145, whatever it was, and Floyd didn't make it. There was no rehydration clause. So you still fought a guy 12 pounds. Terrence Crawford going up 14 pounds. What's the difference? Why does people act like what Terrence Crawford is doing is just absolutely unheard of? Like, and the thing that gets me, right, Clay, is that the people that do it, Duncan Penny, what's up, family? The people that do it is people that the people that say this, I mean, is people who have done it.
Right.
Like,
There's a crab in a barrel. Like they feel threatened by the. Yeah, it's amazing the amount of limitation they put.
Yeah.
The amount of limitation they put on people outside themselves, but when it comes to themselves, they're doing all kind of things. They're pushing the limits on all kind of ways. It's crazy.
Marquez did it.
Mm-hmm.
He lost, but he did it, right? Roberto Duran did it. Shane Mosley did it. Bernard Hopkins did it.
Yeah.
So why can't? What are we talking about?
Roy did it.
Roy went up to heavyweight.
Yep, and won.
25 pounds.
Yep.
And won against a legit champion. John Ruiz wasn't no trash fighter.
Right.
He wasn't Lennox Lewis or Holyfield or Tyson.
Right.
But he wasn't trash. It just amazes me. Like
they just be too upset, man. They be too upset, Blue. They be too upset and they be too threatened over nothing.
Yeah, I really don't get it because it's like I don't understand, man. Salute to Jafar Views, brother, in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. Sorry if I'm late and you already they covered this, Blue, but was it Tio that sent those fruit to Keyshawn trying to be racist? Again, I think Tio, I don't believe it was Tio. I believe that Tio was just trying to take credit to get exposure. And just trying to.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know if it wasn't him, man. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm rolling it around in my head. I don't know which way to go with it, bro. I'm not 100% there. I'm not even 50% there, but I'm not putting it past him. The way he acts, and listen, man, Keyshawn did whoop his daddy's ass.
Well, let me tell you why. This is why I don't believe it was him.
And he was in New York.
Yeah, but let me tell you why I don't believe it was him, right? For one, he when he put up that video, right? He was watching the replay on Instagram.
Right. It wasn't live.
If he did that, he knew Keyshawn was going to be on one. He could have been at the press conference for one.
Well, that took a little heart too,
but then he could have did it while watching the press conference live.
Right.
He put that video up after it was being made known that this was taking place and after it was going viral. And then he was like, let me troll. You understand what I'm saying? If you did it, you'd be anticipating this being the outcome and the response. And you would be watching it live and recording it live to see Keyshawn's response.
Right.
While they at the press conference. He's watching it on Instagram. So would lead me to believe he saw it on Instagram. And by the time he saw it on Instagram, he's like, "Oh, yo, you know what? I'm gonna troll and act. I'm gonna try to get credit for it." You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because we know he said so. He went and got a banana. You understand what I'm saying? Like, bro. And then come to find out, he was at a whole interview. Get ready to do a whole interview.
Right. I mean, he could have sent it. He could have paid for it and put it in motion. He could have had his team on it. He could have people who he has faith in do it.
Oh,
He
for
could have had,
sure.
you know what I mean?
But just the fact that he did that, it was the aftermath after it was already going viral.
Right.
No. Now you're just trying to take credit for something that's already going viral. You see what I'm saying? If he did it, if he did it at the moment simultaneously, then I'd be like, oh yeah. You understand? But then he said, your top rank paid me $5 million to send it. Like, bro, stop.
Right. He's trolling now.
He's trolling.
He's trolling. Yeah.
Yeah, he's trolling, bro. One old guy opinion, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on into the super chat. He said, fighting those three kings and winning would be awesome for Usyk. Risky, but risk is the name of the game. 1 down, 1 to go. Dare to be 1 down and 2 to go. Dare to be great. No, he beat Joshua. It's only 1 to go. Yeah. He beat Joshua and he beat Fury twice. He just need
he beat Joshua twice.
He beat both of them twice. Yeah, that's what I said. He beat Joshua twice and Fury twice.
Right.
He just need to get the Wilder fight. And remember, when he came into the heavyweight division, remember they asked him when Fury and Wilder was fighting. Remember they asked him, and he said, "I don't care who wins and who loses. I still want to fight both of them." Remember?
Right.
He said, "I want to fight the 3 heads of this division to solidify myself to where people can't say, well, you didn't fight an A or B." One old guy opinion, my brother back in the super chat, James Toney beat Holyfield. Remember? Facts. It's been done before.
Yeah.
It's been done. Clay, take over for 1 second.
Yep. Yeah, man, it is what it is. But as far as this whole entire Keyshawn situation is concerned, I'm be real with you. I'm more so concerned about other things. You know what I mean? I'm definitely concerned about the leverage of the mind game. We got to fight tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. And, we're talking about this Gervonta Tank Davis interview, which, like I said before, I love the interview, bro. Resonated a lot with Tank's perspective on a lot of things, and some things I disagree with, but I did definitely appreciate the transparency and the communication. We don't get communication from Tank like that. It's always refreshing, and I wish he'd communicate more that way. It'd make it a lot easier to kind of get some understanding as to what he's doing and how he's moving. But maybe that's the whole point, right? He doesn't want us to know what he's thinking and how he's moving. But this fight tomorrow night is going to be a big fight, and this move right here has caused a lot of confusion with this whole fruit basket thing and the way that Keyshawn's dealing with it, but also in the way that Dennis Berincyk's team is dealing with it, right? Let's be honest. Dennis Berinchyk, however you want to say the name, if in fact he didn't do it, which I'm leaning very much to the side of the fact that he didn't do it, or at a minimum wasn't aware of it being done, he seems to be a little rattled. I mean, I'll be honest, right? Guys, am I bugging? He seems to be a little rattled to me with this whole entire situation. The image, guys, we got to remember that with these Eastern European fighters, especially with the Ukrainian fighters, they're dealing with a situation over there in Ukraine right now where they're really trying to leverage the empathy they can get from other countries across the world, especially America. It doesn't make sense, is in a big reason as to why I don't believe he did it, why he would come over here and represent. These guys look at sports like they look at the Olympics. They're always representing their country in everything that they do, right? They always represent themselves. They're always trying to be in the right light, especially right now with the turmoil that's going over there in Ukraine. So what is Dennis Berinchyk dealing with? Is he dealing with the fact that, for all intent purposes, is he embarrassing his country? Is it his responsibility to go ahead and correct this fix this situation, because the last thing Ukraine wants is to look like they're over there doing racist stuff in America. And how does that affect him? Is it dominating his mind? You guys saw the way the translator was speaking to Bomac. He was like, nah, bro, this is a big deal to me. I need you to know we didn't do this. And Bomac was like, calm down, family. I need you to calm down. It's okay. We about to fight. We about to fight. It's all good. He's like, nah, man, it's not all good. Because why? Because I live somewhere else. And where I'm from, the powers that be hold you accountable for the things that you do, right? I get pulled into a room. I can get fired. I can get put in prison. I can get all kind of things that you ain't got to worry about over here because they move differently over there. And I'm not coming over here to embarrass myself. So I need to communicate to whoever I need to communicate to. And this right here could be dominating Dennis Berinchy's mindset. And he may need to shake this tonight. He may need to sleep this off so that he can come in tomorrow the person he needs to be to compete against a Keyshawn Davis who comes from a hostile environment. Believe it or not, Keyshawn is used to the racism. He's used to the nonsense. It's not going to rattle him as much as I think people think it's going to rattle him. If anything, I'm a believer that he's going to tap into this and it's going to intensify the punches. It's going to intensify the focus. It's going to intensify the wanting to win this fight and how he wins this fight. So I think that's pretty interesting. We got to see how it turns out and what it plays out with tomorrow. Obviously, I mean, I'm not leaning towards. I think Keyshawn's going to stop this dude and beat him. I always did think that. The one thing I was concerned about with Keyshawn Davis was as to whether or not he was looking past Dennis Berinchyk. I'm not going to lie. That's what I was concerned about, that a lot of conversation, a lot of distractions. People were talking to him about him and Tank and what he's going to do afterwards and, his plans. They were already treating him like he won the fight, and the fight didn't happen yet. And I acknowledge Dennis Berinchyk for what he brings to the table, which is that pedigree, right? And I knew that Keyshawn needed to focus on him. So whoever sent that watermelon and that bananas, and look, maybe it was somebody from Keyshawn Davis's team too. We don't know. Because I'll tell you what, if the assignment was to get him focused, if they felt like he was distracted and having too much of a good time, well, look, after he got those watermelons, homeboy cut his hair, came out there and was doing nothing but focusing on Dennis Berinchyk. He did nothing but focus on Dennis Berinchyk, right? So who knows? Who knows what that fruit basket with the care package really did. Because if the job was to get in Keyshawn's head, I don't know if that happened. But at the same time, Dennis Berinchyk looks rattled and he looks throwed. He looks extra throwed, man. I don't know, man. He looks extra throwed off his square. It is what it is. Let me see what we got going on here in the chat. Irizi says, Clay, what do you think about Shakur saying F the fans? You know what, Irizi, that's a great question. What do I think about Shakur Stevenson and his whole entire perspective on the fans? I understand what he means. I understand how he feels. I can resonate with that to a degree, right? Because you get to a point in your life, especially, and I'm going to relate it to my experience creating content on boxing in the space, right? You try to be fair, you try to call it how you see it. And people aren't going to always agree with you. That's not, that comes with the game, that there's going to be disagreement. But the amount of disrespect you get and trying to deal with that disrespect and just put that disrespect into perspective, at some point or another, you get to the point to where you say, man, F them dudes in the chat. F those people, right? You start to not care anymore. And it helps you move forward and to stay focused on the assignment. So when Shakur Stevenson is in a situation to where the fans aren't, when they're dissing him, right? When they're throwing shots at him, when they're saying he's pillow-fisted, when they're saying he's not an exciting fighter, when they're saying he's not a good fighter, he can't compete on this level, when Tank Davis is saying, what has he done to earn a fight with him, and the fans are backing that up, when he's telling the fans that an offer wasn't sent to him, but he's being called a liar, and other people are saying that offers were sent to him. I'm not shocked at all that he gets to a point and he tells everybody to go kiss his tail, right? Right? I'm not shocked at all that he says F the fans and I'll do this by myself, because he pretty much does have to do it by himself for now, at least, until everybody kind of sees him the way he wants them to see him. In order for him to focus and do the job at hand, he does have to say F the fans. So it is what it is. Shout out to ETB. Come on, Clay. The whole Keyshawn Davis team sent it to him is crazy. I'm saying I don't know. I'm not saying that he did, man, right? What I'm saying is, without a doubt, we have no idea who sent it. If it wasn't T.O., who was it? Was it Dennis? If it wasn't Dennis, who was it? Was it Dennis's team? Was it? I don't know who it was. I don't know. But I'll tell you this, Keon. Damn who sent it, ultimately what ended up happening because of it. And it looks like what ended up happening is Keyshawn wants to kill this dude. You know what I'm saying? That's what ended up happening. And then on the other side of the conversation, Dennis Berinchyk seems like his main focus might be to convince the world that he don't think black people only like bananas and watermelon, right? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Breezy said that's a good point. I appreciate it, Breezy. Thank you, man. He thinks he's Bud. What's going on in here? I think Keyshawn team did it, and Keyshawn knows who. They all planned it. He's a showman. Maybe Devontre. You never know in this crazy world. It's always chess. It's never checkers. And when you understand that, then you understand that you don't put nothing above anybody in the game of life, in the game of strategy. When it comes down to warfare, people do the strangest things, man. People do the strangest things, man. It is what it is. Guys, I got a question, though. Going into tomorrow night, we see the Keyshawn Davis and the Dennis Berinchyk fight. Anybody tapping into that Xander Zayas fight with Slaughter Spoma? I think that's probably going to be the fight of the night. I ain't going to lie to you. I mean, maybe now with Keyshawn being on 10. Clay, you low-key. Max 7 say, Clay, a low-key Tank fan. I'm telling y'all, I'm not low-key. I am a Tank fan. I am a Tank fan. And you ain't going to want to hear the rest of it, right? You know what I'm about to say after that, right, Max 7? What I'm about to say. I'm a Tank. I'm a fan of all boxers for the most part. Like I ain't dealing with no TO or no nonsense like that. But of course I'm a Tank fan, man. I'm a fan of what he can do in the ring. I'm a fan of the talent he is. I'm definitely a fan of Tank, you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean I'm not going to hold him to task. And I think a lot of Tank fans don't like that. They don't like Tank being held to task, and I think that's diabolical to a degree. You know what I'm saying? To a degree, I think it's diabolical that to hold somebody to task means that you hate them. I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? If you're a parent, how could you think that way? I'm a father, bro. All I do is hold my kids to task. You think they walking around thinking I hate them? They might think so, but you think that's fair to say I hate my kids? No. Not to say that Tank is anywhere near my kids, but just because I hold Tank to task doesn't mean I hate Tank. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Let me see here. Biz0128 says, Clay, I'm definitely tuning in for the Zayas fight. Right, man. Listen, man. Xander is going to get that litmus test. He's going to get that litmus test tomorrow night, right? He's fighting against an undefeated Eastern European fighter from Zirkistan, fighting out of Germany in Slaughter Spoma. We know these Eastern Europeans have no problem derailing the game plan, right? They derail fighters every day. We see Serhii Bohachuk give Virgil Ortiz all he can take, all he can handle. Pause. Right? We seen Bakram give Tim Tszyu more than he can handle. Pause. Right? We know how these Eastern European fighters give it up. We know what they do, and we know Xander Zayas, although he's gotten better and he's getting more mature and you see him growing and becoming a grown man, the power hasn't followed him like that, like when he was in the beginning of his career. The power is, as of late, you know, he's still growing. He's a growing young man, but he's putting names like Sebastian Fundora in his vocabulary, right? He's adding Sebastian Fundora to his vocabulary, Serhii Bohachuk to his vocabulary. You know, big, important, complicated words like Virgil Ortiz to his vocabulary. That's what he's saying he's ready to do. But at the end of the day, is he ready for that? Bob didn't think so. Bob said chill, right? When he was going to fight Virgil, Bob said, not right now. Chill, right? He said, chill, Xander, chill, relax, Xander, chill, hold up. Wait. Not yet. Well, Xander said, this is the test. All right, give me the test then, because I'm ready to stop playing games. Bob said, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get you an Eastern European. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what you do. Let's put you against an undefeated Eastern European who people don't know, but I know he's good. And let's see what you do. You able to pass this test? And you know what? Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Let's make it happen. I'm all with you. I got your back. Who is it? Virgil? Who is it? Israel Madrimov? Who is it? Is it Sebastian Fundora? Who you want to fight next? We're going to make that fight happen. I got faith in you. I'm going to bet in on you. Let's see what happens. Mag7 Life says, Clay, do you think Keyshawn be doing too much to hype? Nah, Mag. Nah, man. Listen, as long as Keyshawn's willing to back that talk up, I'm here for it, man. That's what we need, is what Keyshawn's doing. As long as Keyshawn is going to back it up, though. And I don't mean necessarily win. I mean that he's going to fight those fights, that he really wants that smoke. Listen, man, not everybody has a Floyd Mayweather and you know what I'm saying, and an Al Heyman to push their product. Sometimes these guys got to take their careers in their own hands, and they got to speak on their own behalf, and they got to make things happen. They got to call out fighters. They got to be a pain in the ass, right? That's part of the game. So how can I be mad at Keyshawn for taking his career into his own hand and speaking life into his situation? Never that, man. Never that, Mag7. He has every right to do it, and as a boxing fan, I'm very entertained watching him do it. Shout out to my guy, Eastside Easy. What side? East side. Salute, Claymore holding it down. Everybody hit the link in the chat. Subscribe to Good Guy. Oh yeah, man, to the Good Guy Claymore. That's me, guys. Definitely hit the link, guys. Subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe to the channel. Definitely appreciate the support. Any support I can get, I appreciate it. What else we got going on here? They better listen to the old man. I tuned in late. Do you think Big Baby can get the stoppage on Friday? 100%, Biz. I'm expecting Big Baby to get the stoppage. That fight is by design. If he loses this fight, his career is over with. Am I saying too much? Did I go too far? If Big Baby loses this fight on Friday night, his career is done. And I'm not saying it's done as far as, I'm not saying it's done as if he can't get it back, but I'm going to say I don't see Big Baby Jared Anderson. I don't see him weathering that storm. I don't see him mentally being able to weather another loss, a back-to-back loss. Y'all remember the guy who was crying and saying and talking about how much it was a bunch of pressure on him to do great things in boxing, right? Y'all remember that guy, right? I don't think mentally he can weather that storm. I don't think he can make it if he loses that fight, man. I don't see it. I don't think he can make it, man. So, yeah, I expect him to knock that guy out. I think stylistically that fight was made to get his confidence back, and so he can get back in the conversations of fighting the Frank Sanchez's, the Moses Hatumas, the Jeet Kabayels, right? The Zele Zangs, right? The Philip Ergoviches. He wants to get back in that conversation in the heavyweight division, but he has to earn it because he got his head bounced off the canvas by Martin Bacoli. Big Martin Bacoli. It is what it is, man. Thank you, ETB. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. Well, we got Keyshawn got New York in him. Yeah, he got man. I think actually Keyshawn's family, I think, is from New York. You know what I mean? I was thinking the same thing, Biz. Yeah, Biz. For sure. Oh, he could be okay. He's mad young. No, he could be okay. He's mad young. He could be okay, either sports guy. He could be okay, but mental strength and mental health is a diabolical thing, brother. Because what you're talking about is physically and his age, and he can come back from this. And I feel you, because you might need to give him a call if he loses this fight and remind him of all those things that you know that he might not know, right? You might need to give him a call and let him know that it's okay, that he can come back from this, because mentally he might be breaking down in the back room off a loss to this guy who he's got to fight, and he might not want to box no more, or might not even be able to box the way he did before Martin Bacoli bounced his head off that canvas, right? Let's see here, Eastside. Yeah, he already on the fence about fighting. You already know, Eastside. Fans be tweaking. Speak on Kenneth Sims. Ducking Oscar Corte. Roski, did Kenneth duck Oscar Corte? I feel you, right? Did Kenneth Sims duck Oscar? Oh, man, bro. Man, I feel where you're coming from, man. But I'm a Kenneth Sims fan, so I'm not comfortable using that duck word with his name. I'm not comfortable. But I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from, man. I get where you're coming from, but no comment. Can I say that? Is that fair? Roski, is it okay if I say no comment? Is that okay? You gonna let me slide? Can I say no comment? But I'll tell you what, I'll say no comment, but let's put in something better than the Kenneth Sims conversation. Let's talk about Oscar Duarte fight Miguel Madueno Saturday night. Can we do that? Can we do that? Because that's a great fight. That's a shootout. Dare I say, you guys will start learning and listen to me when I say these things. Dare I say, fight of the year candidate, Oscar Duarte versus Miguel Madueno. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying.
Baby, you want baby? I know.
Say I'm lying. Oscar Duarte versus Miguel Madueno, potential fight of the year candidate. Sleeper. I need to get one of those buttons on here that says sleeper. Sleeper. That's gonna be a crazy fight. That might have been the biggest blessing in the world. Regis Prograis. Much respect. Good health to you, brother. Hope everything works out for you and you feel better. But that fight right there got way better once Miguel Madueno got put into that to replace Regis Prograis. That's a way better fight. Way better fight. And they didn't get a chance to really prepare for each other like that. So what you think they about to do? Mexican shootout? Can you say Isaac Cruz, Angel Fierro 2.0? Can you say that? Can you guys say Angel Fierro versus Isaac Cruz 2.0? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it's probably going to be like. I think that's what that fight is going to be. Let me see here. Pancho Villo says, facts, Clay. All I'm saying, this UK idiot is trying his best to take my boy out, his game plan, but that ish ain't going down. 100%. I think, I don't think there's no taking Keyshawn out his game plan. Keyshawn is dialed in, man. Keyshawn's dialed in. I was talking, and by the way, I did an interview with Greg Hackett a little bit earlier today. Guys, check that out. We did that live. Greg Hackett going into a fight in Brian Norman Jr. on Saturday. But we talked about a lot of things. And what he said about Keyshawn, it really was significant. He said the reason Keyshawn's going to be a future superstar is because he's good on the fundamentals. He's good and sound with the jab to the body. He believes in the defense. He believes in the movement. He's not just a hype job. He's the truth. He has Bomac. He has Terrence. He has Shakur. He has that team around him. He's really like that. He's really like that. Ain't no tricking him out this spot. You just making him excited. Pause. You just turning him on with the smoke. You just turning him on, man. That's all it is. It is what it is, right? He's here for all of that. Devontae Bone. Clay, I'm kind of scared of this fight. Shakur versus Kid Austin. Let's talk about it. I'm a Shakur fan, so I'm scared for Shakur. I still think Shakur gonna win, but I'm just kind of scared. What's the fear about? Because I'm kind of nervous for him as well. Am I scared for him? I don't know. I'm not ready to say I'm scared for him, but I'm gonna tell you like this. I am. When I look at the pictures of Shakur Stevens' hands, I do have some reservations about the durability. They look fragile. They look fragile and frail, man. They look like they just want to break. They look like if he makes a fist too tight, they might break. Look, he needs to be careful about how he makes a fist. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I feel you. I'm a little nervous. And the reality is when you're dealing with a puncher, and I know some people might be like, oh, why is Floyd Schofield a puncher? Schofield's a puncher, baby. Floyd Schofield Jr. is a puncher, man. And punches are dangerous, and things can happen with punchers. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, Shakur is just top level, high level IQ pedigree. I'm expecting him to weather that storm. I'm going to tell you what I'm more scared of with Shakur Stevenson. I'm scared that he might not be able to give the performance he needs to give in order to change the momentum to begin this new chapter.
You see what Keon said?
What do you say? LOL, Shakur gonna dominate kids all, said slave hands and all.
Yo, Clay.
Guy?
Clay, is those pictures of his hands real?
Yo, do you see him?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I've been talking about I've been having that picture up on my channel for like the past 3 weeks, bro. Ever since that Ring Magazine gala, because that's where those pictures were taken. And when he took those pictures at the Ring Magazine gala, I've been putting it up like I got a close up on the hands, and I said, guys, what do we think about this? I think Keon was up on there when I showed those pictures before. I think he was. He came up on the panel, and I was like, these hands is crazy. I see Showbiz showing it now. I've been looking at those hands. His hands look crazy, bro.
Yo, can you send me the picture? Because
I'll send it to you. Yeah.
I seen pictures, right? But I'm like, is this Photoshop? I feel like I thought it was Photoshop.
No, that's his hands, man.
Yo, Keon said slave hands and all. It's crazy.
Yo, he looked like they've been punishing through his hands. It looked like they were torturing him. It looked like he was being punished on his hands, bro. Like it looked bad, bro. It looked like child abuse.
Yeah, Devontae said they look bad, man. Look at Miss Ray.
Horrible, bro. I mean, listen, bro.
Yo, seriously?
Listen, I'm about to listen, bro.
Yo, I kept thinking, I'm like, bro, why do they keep photoshopping this dude Knuckles?
Nah, bro, this is the real deal, man. That's his hands, man.
That's his hands?
Listen, bro. Keep on telling these dudes, bro. I got it right here. I gotta send it over to you, man. Yeah, them hands look like I don't know, man. That makes me nervous when I look at his hands.
Keon said I did a video about his hands weeks ago, showing how bad. Real? So that's real?
Yes. He don't even look his right hand in this picture I got right here. It looks like they're not healed yet.
Yeah, Clay, how you gonna do? You said.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at it and I'm trying to get the words out, but what I'm looking at it is diabolical, bro. Like when you look at the hands close up, yo, Blue, when you look at the hands close up, like I got a close up shot of it right here. Yo, you gonna be like,
man, did you see?
You gonna shake your head.
Clay looked at the picture and said, like he ain't never seen it before.
Because every time I look at it, I put the picture up like once every week, like when I'm doing my show every week. Like I put it up, and I always ask the panel, "Hey man, what y'all think about this, man? Am I crazy? Am I doing too much? Help me here. Somebody help me here. Help me along with this right here, because I don't want to say it's a big deal, but these hands is diabolical, bro. For him to be so young, they look like hands of a fighter who's been fighting their whole life. All my life. All my life. That's what I think about when I see his hands. All my life, I've been fighting.
They said that's why I call him Cowboy.
Babe, look at these hands.
Yo, your reaction in real time is priceless. You say,
Wifey just looked at him, bro. It's crazy.
Please send me that.
I'm trying to figure out how to do it through my phone, because I know I can grab. Let me see here.
If you could put it up on the screen, bro, I don't even care. I gotta see this, bro. OG Tariq, what's up, Philly? For the life of me, I'm like, why does people keep Photoshop? I thought people was Photoshopping this, bro.
Nah, man, it's bad, and they ashy too. You need to put some lotion on them too.
This ain't Photoshop.
No, he got one hand that looked like bionic though, because the knuckles look like they're ready to jump out his hands. But this one hand right here, it looked like his cast just came off. He just pulled the stitches out. It looks crazy. Now maybe they put a steel plate on the pictures.
Somebody sent me that, and I'm like, man, that's diabolical. Remember, I did a video. I'm like, man, ain't nothing wrong with his hands. Mr. Carter, what's up? Rich Porter, what's up?
Hold on a second, man. I'm trying to figure out how the best way for me to send this. Let me see if I do this, do that. What's the best? Because it's in my let me think here. Okay, I know how to do it. I got it. I figured I know how to do it. Let's open this up. He said send it to IG. Blue, boom, boom. Images, photos. Let's save this first. Boom. Messages, images, message, photos, stickers. How do I? See this accessing my photos. This is access. Let me see here. I'm trying to figure out how to do it through my MacBook because I don't have it on my phone. I have it on my desktop. Have it on my desktop. If I transfer it from my desktop, let me see here to my photos. Let's see here. General. Game Center. Documents. That's what I need to do is my documents. Damn, bro. Oh, okay. I know how to do it. I know what to do. I know what to do. I got this through my phone. I could do it.
Click the link. Go subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. Click the link. Go subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link is pinned up right there in the chat.
Can I use ice?
Yes, baby.
Okay.
Click the link and subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain.
Yeah, these Shakur's hands are gonna be they're gonna be up for discussion, man. It's a big his performance is gonna have a lot to do with his hands, man.
That's diabolical, Clay. I ain't know. Inside the square circle, my brother King Judah, my brother AK Crowder in the building.
Boom, download.
Yo, Devontre, I gotta see this. I gotta see this, bro. I
just sent it over to you. I just sent it over.
For the life of me, all this time, I thought that it was. Well, you sent it in my email or
on your phone. It's coming over.
Okay. Oh, I got it.
Pull them up. Open it up close.
Yo.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. I mean, listen, man. It's not about how they look. It's about how they work, right? As long as them dogs is solid and knocking people around, man. He might be punching harder and even more dangerous than he was before. Maybe they stuck like a titanium plate in there like they did for Deontay, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they got him like the bionic man out here, a whole half man, half robot, you know what I'm saying? Salute R. Thomas. Salute. Yeah, Devontre said, don't stop the show, baby. Never though. That boy said everything boxing said Shakur got them rusty Jack Johnson hands, like he pulling tractor motors with his band. Yeah, that's it. But that, you know what? That's a compliment, Keon. Like that's the kind of hands I want him to have. I hope he do got those kind of hands. I hope he don't got the kind of hands that's just gonna break again because they just never be the same. He's gonna have hard by the time that man hits 50 years old, he's gonna be lucky to be able to hold a cup of coffee, bro. He's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be lucky to hold a cup of coffee. He giving it all up for his family, for this sport. He just said, you know, F it, I'm not gonna even think about it, bro. I know that's how you gotta kind of carry, but you see what it looked like, man. You see what's going on here. It's diabolical. It's diabolical.
Yo, Clay, hold up. Jay Lynn, peace and blessings, Queen. Yo, the right hand, he can't even make a fist.
It doesn't look like he can even make a fist.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like he can make a fist, bro. It looks like he can't even close his hands. He can't even close his hands, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, and the left hand just looked like it's got some wear and tear, like he been punching with it, but the right hand looked like it hasn't healed, bro. He must have just came from the gym a little bit earlier before he walked in. That must be what it is. They're still red, irritated, inflamed, swollen.
Yeah. And look, his fingers are swollen.
Yeah, maybe he just came from the gym. Maybe that was a day he had just came from the gym, working out a little bit out in the UK. He had got some sparring in. Maybe that's what it is, man.
And it looks like he can't make a fist. So yeah, maybe this is early, right? Right after the surgery or something.
Nah, man. This is right. This is when was the Ring Magazine Gala thing, man? This wasn't that far ago. He's been working out, getting ready for this fight, man. He's been sparring, doing 2 days, all that, man. He's supposed to be ready to go right there.
You right. Cali World, peace of bless, Queen. You right, Clay.
This is about good as it good. This is him. Those hands is ready for war. Those hands is ready to fight. Those are the ready hands. Those are the hands that are finished and healed up. Yeah, bro.
He got some Shaolin hot rock punch hands.
Yeah, bro.
Oh.
Got to take that into consideration. So I definitely understand when I can't remember who it was who asked me the question about what I thought about it. I understand why you asked that question, bro. I do understand what you mean, man. I do understand.
I didn't know. I thought this was straight Photoshop.
Nah,
remember, bro. I did a video, and I'm like, bro, people was photoshopping his hands.
Nah, man, he's serious. He's serious, man. He's serious. They're serious. Those hands are serious. But like I said, they should be healed up. I'm gonna tell you, Keyshawn don't have no excuses in this fight, man. Not Keyshawn, sorry, Shakur. Shakur don't got no excuses in this fight. Nobody trying to hear your hand got hurt again. Nobody trying to hear you had an injury and you didn't say nothing because you had to. Nobody trying to hear none of that this time around, brother. You need to know that. I know in your heart you know that. You know that. And I know I'm hearing rumors also about potential injuries. He might be dealing with rib injuries and things of that nature. I'm hearing, I'm hearing rumors through the grapevine that he might be struggling with some things. You know what I'm saying? These will not be excuses. These will not be accepted. I'm going to let you know the boxing space is going to throw you out. The good thing is you over there with Turkey and the UK is a little bit more forgiving, but your American fan base, this toxic fan base, this drill rap fan base is not going to be nice to you. You might as well just move to England, take your wife and everybody and just go ahead, move over to England, bro, and go get a home and make your life over there. It's done over here. Let me see here. Devontre Bone said Shakur could have taken that picture after the Santos fight and saved it till this time. It's a play. Smart move. Nah, bro, that's a suit he was wearing. He was at Ring Magazine at the Ring Gala, bro. That was right there. That was the Ring Gala right there in the UK a few weeks ago. Ain't no Photoshop, ain't no nothing, man. That's Shakur's hands, man. You know I ain't lying, Yoni Craft. You know all of these Tank fans is listening to drill music before they jump on these panels. Listen to that serial unaliver music before they jump on these panels. Everything Bob said, do y'all think he gave his hands enough time to heal from surgery or rushed because of the fight? I'm gonna tell you this, Keon. Talking to Rachel Donaire when the injury first happened, when it first happened, and everybody was trying to figure out how long it was going to be before he returned, Rachel was like, yo, it's going to take at least 6 months of rehabbing, you know what I mean, of rehabbing and physical therapy for his hands to get good enough just so he can start hitting the mitts again, and then probably an additional 3 months of him hitting the mitts before he could fully punch. They were saying we had that conversation. She said she was thinking he was going to be out for about 9 months to a year. 9 months was an optimistic, like in 9 months, if he does everything right, the hands will be rehabilitated fully. He came back, what, 3 months? It was like 3 months he came back, right? When was the injury? The fight was supposed to be in what, October, right? He was supposed to be on the October card on Dmitry Bivol, Artur Beterbiev 1, right?
Yeah, he did in like September, right?
Right. By the time he wasn't even healed yet, and he was anticipating being ready for December. That's what he said. I'll be healed up and ready by December. So already I was like, damn, bro, really? December? That sounds kind of crazy. Then the man had a fight scheduled that we see coming up in February.
October, November, December, January, February. 5 months. 5
months, but he's had a full camp for the past.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
So really 2 to 3, like 3 months, like 3 to 4 months of rehabilitation. Not even like 2 to 3 months of rehabilitation. So yo, without a doubt, Keon, he definitely could be moving a little too fast.
That's alarming, Clay.
Huh?
That's alarming.
It is alarming, man. And the injury he had in his hand and the surgery he had, it takes time for those things to heal. We're talking about tendons and things of that nature. We're not talking about like a bone just healing. We're talking about like, you know what I mean? They probably use all types of what do they call it? Stem cell type of, you know what I mean? Stem cell type of technology to get his hands to heal up. So it is what it is. Yeah, Devontre, it's something to think about, man. With this Shakur Stevenson fight, man. Those hands are a big deal in the big, and like, Blues just looking at the picture. So now you got to think about it. Like, man, I don't know. Look. Yeah, Keon, 16 months, right? 16 months before he came back. 16 months before Charlo came back from his hand injury. You're damn right. And I don't know if it was as bad as Shakur. Because Shakur literally punched his hand until it broke on him. You know what I'm saying? Until he couldn't take no more. It's not like he addressed it early and was rehabbing it. No, he was abusing himself through it. People were telling him to stop training. You're training too much. You're training too hard. Everybody was telling him to give time to rest. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it.
Oh, man.
And he ain't been getting no money for a while. He ain't fought since his last fight was against Haratunian with Top Rank.
Yeah,
that was his last fight.
July 6th or something.
Yeah, it was Shakur's last fight was
July 9th. Yeah, July 9th, right?
Something like that. Let me see. I think it was July 9th, but let me see here. It was July 6th.
July 6th.
Artem Haratunian, right? 2024. So he's looking for a paycheck. He's hungry. He got a house he's trying to pay off. He got a daughter. He married. He ain't been working like that. He got millions of dollars coming to him. Yeah, I could definitely see him fighting before he's supposed to fight.
Damn. Salute to Big 128, brother in the super chat. Blue, do you think Key stops Dennis? Yes, I do. I do. He's gonna be a lot bigger than him tomorrow.
Yeah, he's gonna be meaner too. He's gonna be meaner,
bro. And he's gonna be sharp, accurate. His confidence is at an all-time high. Yeah, Dennis is not gonna be able to withstand the onslaught. He's gonna go to the body. He's gonna change levels on him.
Yeah.
Unless Dennis is just super tough, which is very possible, and just takes a beating, which is possible too. I just don't.
Keon said, I asked him directly, was his hands 100%, and he wouldn't answer me, but answered everything else with no problem. There you go. There you go, man. If you know, you know, right? Right, Keon? We just staying optimistic and positive, and we're not trying to kick his back in, but
yeah, that's alarming.
We know we kind of like waiting to see how them hands, you know what I mean? And trust me, the Schofields are very aware of this.
Oh yeah, they just said it. They put it up.
Yeah, they're very aware of this. Let me see here. If Shakur stops Schofield, then definitely stops Tank. Roski said, I don't know if he definitely. I don't think so. I don't think that means he stops Tank.
No, that don't mean that. Tank is a lot more strategic, a lot more disciplined, a lot more fundamentally sound.
Yeah,
you could catch Schofield in between doing the wrong thing.
Right, he gets wide too. Schofield tends to get wide with his punches. Tank is going to be fundamentally super sound. Shout out to Freedom March in the building.
Yeah, Tank is way more disciplined and fundamentally sound. Bro, this is alarming to me, Claire. I thought this was straight Photoshop, bro. All the time, I'm like,
I've been talking about it like all the past couple of weeks. Like, what about this? Yeah. What about this? Hands is crazy. Everything boxes. I still think he dominates Kid Austin. I think he does well. I think he does. I hope he does well. I think without a doubt, Shakur wins February 22nd.
Yeah, he'll find a way to win, right?
He'll win.
Even if he got a box like he did with Edwin Del Santos.
Right. He's not going to throw away this win, but the question is, will he perform and give the performance that the fans need to see in order to, make this conversation with him and Tank Davis even make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If he doesn't give the right performance, he really hurts the whole entire perspective of the fight. You know what I mean? Just gets warped. I personally think I'm still in the school thinking that Tank is going to call Keyshawn out. That's what I believe, but we'll see. Fight Sports Talk. Salute to you, Ken. He's been coming up on the panel. He's from New Zealand, man. Great conversation, great knowledge, great perspective, man.
Salute, Fight Sports Talk. Salute to my brother Freedom March in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. Much love, big brother. Wow, Clay, that just raised eyebrows to me. Now I really can't wait to see this fight.
Right. And listen, the thing about it is with Shakur is he talks the right talk, right? This is gonna be the biggest fight on the card. Everybody gonna be talking about this fight. I'm gonna show and prove I really feel like, so that's either some legitimate confidence because he might have listen, man, he might have Wakanda in his hands, bro. That man might have that uranium or whatever you call it, that you know what I mean? He might got that Wakanda in his hands right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
That's a whole nother side of the conversation, right? Like we could talk about it one way, but we can also talk about it another way. He might be using a straight, he might be hitting dudes with bats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With that hand. We might see him all of a sudden just clip this dude inside the first 3 rounds and put him to sleep and be like, oh, so that's what happened with that hand. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. He might have the bionic hand.
Yeah, he might be taking private jets everywhere he go. He might not be making it into the metal detectors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He might be flying. You know what I'm saying?
See, my concern is not with this. My concern is moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he'll get past Kid Austin, right?
But if he knocked Kid Austin out with that right hand, just boop, just put him out with a crazy check hook with that right hand and put him to sleep.
Yeah, then all doubt is removed, right?
Then Tank got to chill. Tank got to look at that for what that is. He got to be like, what the?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He took the fight now. He has to dominate, hurt hand or not. I hold all fighters' feet to the fire. They're not ready for that though, Keon. They don't know about that part of the conversation. They don't know about that part of the conversation and where you force my hand to have to tell the world about you.
Right.
And my credibility becomes way more important than you liking me.
Right.
They don't like that part.
Right.
They don't like that part. When you got to be like, here come that medicine, no sugar. You know
this is gonna be, bro. I'm so intrigued now. I'm so intrigued by this fight now, Clay. I'm even more intrigued by this fight than I was before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm even way more intrigued now than I ever was. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm like, and it's not for this fight though, Clay. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he'll, like I said, I think even
he's
if he
win one way or another, right?
Yeah, he'll find a way to win. You know what I'm saying? But moving forward, is this going to be a problem moving forward? You dig what I'm saying?
I dig it 100%, man. I definitely dig it.
Is this going to be something that's going to be an issue moving forward that is going to be hindering him from this fight, that fight? You know what I'm saying? And you know, preventing this fight from happening or prolonging, you know, him having to take massive amounts of times off. You know what I'm saying? More surgeries. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like those are things that's like. Now I'm like, bro, what's the optics with this? You know what I'm saying?
D-boy, we talking about Shakur with those all my life. I've been fighting all my life. I've been fighting all my life.
You got the harpo hands.
He got them cotton picking hands.
Yeah,
cotton all day hands.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So now my thing is, right, Clay, is it a situation where it's going to be a recurring thing where it's going to be hindering him, you know, stopping fights, you know what I'm saying? Those are things that now I'm looking at it and I'm like, bro, because
the right hand looks scary.
Right.
That's what it looks scary.
It looks so brittle to me. Like he landed a jab on the elbow on the top of the head.
Bad news.
Like, and the thing about Schofield is he's unorthodox, like Sean Porter. So he could come in and you could land a punch all types of wrong.
And bro, Senior is diabolical enough to try to plan something to break that kid's hand. He thinks like that. He thinks like that. He'll be like, Floyd, just, you know what I mean, stay in your high guard, but let's make Shakur punch. We want him punching at least for the first 3 rounds. We want him punching. We want him punching. Press him, you know what I mean? Put the pressure on him, but we need to get him punching. Let's test that hand. Let's see if that hand can weather his own force of punching, catching you off the forearms, catching, you know what I'm saying? Catching you off the elbows by accident. Let's see if we can put him in a position to let's test those hands out before we even start opening up on him. Let's test those hands out. Look at Schofield Jr.'s face, bro. He don't mind getting punched on, bro.
Bro, this is gonna be something different, Clay. This is about to be something different, bro.
Yeah, he needs to capitalize right now. Shout out to Up and Ready. He said in a few more years it's going to be very hard for him. Yeah, he needs to capitalize ASAP on his career, on him making the most he can make out of his career.
And that's my thing. Is moving forward is my thing. Like moving forward, again, like I said, he'll find a way to beat Floyd Schofield. He's just way more experienced. But just when the Zepeda fight comes, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy. That's gonna be a crazy. Not having good hands against Zepeda is gonna destroy you, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, man, I can't wait to see it, bro. It's gonna be interesting for sure.
100%. All this sounds good. Shakur by Masterclass. I hear you, Isaiah. That's the game.
Oh yeah, Shakur. We're not saying that he's gonna lose. You know what I'm saying, Isaiah Eman? That's not what we're saying. We're not. I still think he's gonna win the fight convincingly. I'm just saying, moving forward, when you get to the Zepedas and then the Tank Davises and you move up in weight, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you going to start needing more surgery?
I mean, look, Floyd was able to carry it. He had super fragile hands, and he was able to make it happen. He was able to find his way through it and weather the storm and win big fights with his hands being messed up, change his whole name and everything, right? Mm-hmm. So he can do it. He can do it, but man.
Remember, Floyd, by that time, he had put in so much work that he still was able to transition and be a superstar.
Facts.
With the adjustment that not being an aggressive knockout artist.
Right.
He was still able to make that adjustment, right? And remember, people complained about Floyd's gloves, orthopedic gloves and all that, remember?
Whatever they want to do, they weren't able to beat him, bro.
Right.
They weren't able to beat him, bro. Like look, Shakur can do it. Shakur can do it, but Floyd also had the pretty boy chapter where he was able to.
What I'm saying. He put so much work in,
right,
and with excitement, knockouts like the Diego Corrales fight.
Diego.
You know what I'm saying?
He has great fight like with Chop Corley.
Entertaining, great, just rough, rugged. You know what I'm saying? Hardcore fights that carried him into the Money Mayweather stage.
Big facts, Blue. Big facts.
You know what I'm saying? Where Shakur only has that Yoshino performance like that. He did dominate Jamel Herring too.
Yeah, he had Jamel. Jamel was the one where he I was like, okay, he broke that boy off. Pause.
Yeah, he was sharp as hell against Jamel, bro.
Yeah.
He was super sharp against Jamel. You know what I mean? But can he do that against a Zepeda? Is he gonna have the confidence to stay there and do that with a Zepeda? Or
not if them hands ain't delivering. Not if those hands is hurting. If those hands is hurting, expect him to be on his bicycle.
I hope and pray that his hands don't rob him of a great career.
Yeah, it's sad. That's how bad those hands look. It's sad. It's almost tragic. You almost feel bad, like if his career just goes away because he had those bad hands on one of those, we never gonna know because you know what I'm saying? What he could have been, should have been. Oh, crazy, bro. Mm-hmm. Crazy, bro. It is what it is, man. It's not easy, man. It's one thing to have the skills. It's one thing to have the skills, but to be physically healthy and solid, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the genetics just don't work in your favor, man. Sometimes the genetics just don't work for you, bro.
Yeah. Tab, what's up, man?
What do you think of are you who? No, not Berinchyk. I was gonna say Xander. I think Xander's kind of like this, the slept on. I don't know, people just ain't talking about it like that.
He's one of my favorite fighters. And this is gonna be a tough fight for him, man.
Yeah, Slaw is gonna give him issues. Slaw was gonna this could potentially be, because I don't see, this can potentially look like Virgil versus Serhi. It could turn into that.
Yeah.
Because Xander,
I was thinking the same thing.
Xander fights, you know what I'm saying? But the power hasn't translated for him though yet.
You know what I think it could look like? Don't know if you remember this fight. But Stanionis versus Pulev.
I didn't see it.
Oh, you don't remember that fight?
No, I didn't see it. I know the fight you're talking about. I know exactly the fight, but I didn't watch the fight.
Okay.
The fight I did not see.
That fight right there was a hard fought, tough fight that Stanionis won. And remember, he was Errol Spence's mandatory forever. And Stanionis was actually, I think he was the underdog.
You're talking about Batuev, right?
Yeah.
Radzab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say? What I
No, I didn't know. I think you might have said Pulev. But
yeah, I did say Pulev. Butayev, that's the name.
Right.
That fight, if you rewatch that fight, that was a hard fought fight, bro. And I feel like this fight with Xander Zayas could be like that.
But see, Xander is gonna box well. He's gonna move around. He's gonna box well. He's just not gonna go backwards. And Slawa is not gonna go backwards. Right. And but Slawa boxes. He's not going to recklessly pressure him. He's fundamentally sound. He's going to be able to weather the storm. And I believe that, you know, Tank kind of spoke about this in the interview, and he said something along the lines of, when he was young, he had to fight. Like, boxing was his only way. You know what I mean? And he was just basically making the distinction between somebody who's choosing to do it because, you know what I'm saying, their family can provide them with, you know, access to the gym and get them in these programs, and a person who's actually struggling, got that grit, slept outside of the gym, you know what I'm saying, like really put in to be where he's at. And, you know, you have Slawa Spoma, who comes from, you know, Eastern Europe. It's rough out there for those guys. If you're not rich, you're poor. There's not really a middle class out there. It's rich or everybody else. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely part of the everybody else gang. They're just tougher. When you look at Israel Madrimov, when you look at Bakram, when you look at these fighters, you see grit on them. They got that grit. Even Dennis, you see it in Dennis Berinchyk. He got grit. You know what I'm saying? The man did a fist fight before. You know what I mean? Like he like a bare knuckle fight, like a bare knuckle, you know, he competed. Xander doesn't come from that background. He's very Devin Haney-ish with his background, right? Like a good father.
Finesse. He come from the finesse style.
Right, the finesse style. And also, you ain't got to worry about nothing else. We're going to just focus on boxing. You know what I mean? Don't worry about nothing else. We're going to take care of you. You good. Just box. And I love boxing and doing it from that point of view. But I've seen him training, and you can see the grit in him. You can see that he's trying to be tougher than everybody in the gym. But Teddy Atlas once said, you know, that's beautiful bag work. You know, it's just that the bag ain't punching back.
Bag
so
don't hit
back. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that the bag just can't speak on for you. You know what I mean? But it does look great. It's wild seeing you hit that bag. I feel bad for the fool to get hit up like you hitting that bag. But what happens when you get in front of somebody who's got that grit, who's got that skill, who's connecting on shots, who's winning rounds? This is going to get tested for Xander's eyes. But I'm optimistic. I believe that he really is who he says he is, but I do believe he needs a test. I think this test right here is the test. I think Slava Spomer, this undefeated Zirkistanian the fighter from Uzbekistan fighting out of Germany is going to be a good test for Xander Zayas. And this is going to be the litmus test to see if Xander is wrong for upping his vocabulary to Sebastian Fundora in words like Virgil Ortiz and, big words like Ismail Madrimovs and Bakrams and even bigger words like, Sebastian Fundora. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, are you out of pocket for saying those names? Are you out of pocket for saying those names? Or are you well within your right to say those names? And we should be looking forward to see you fight these guys. Because Bob needed one more fight. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you had a chance to fight Virgil, and Bob was like, hey, hold up now. Hold up. I already seen Jared kind of play with me, talking about he was him. Jared played with me and said he was him, and he got his head bounced off the canvas. Mm-hmm. You young kid. You don't need to rush it. You got time, kid. If you're not ready, you're not ready. Stop trying to rush everything.
You think he could beat Jaime Munguia?
Xander?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, bro, I don't see it. I mean, it's two complete different weight classes, so
yeah, it is. But it just the matchup just brings me, you know what I mean?
Jaime is a fighter. Listen, man, in my opinion, before he just got knocked out by Bruno, I thought he was the best one at 168 outside of Canelo. I did. I believed it. I was like, yo, Jaime low-key the best 168 pounder, bro. Outside of Canelo Alvarez. But after he got clipped by Serrano, I was like, damn, bro. Because you know what it is? When you see him get clipped like that by Bruno, it reminds you what he did with Sergey Berinchyk. It reminds you of those fights when he kept getting punched on. And like I always said, man, a knockout puts the rest of the fight into perspective, right? Like we remember those fights when Deontay fought and he lost a bunch of rounds, but then he got the knockout. Right? And then he started saying stuff like, you got to be on point the whole fight. I just need to have one moment. And he started to put those statements into perspective. And then when he got, clipped by Zhilei Zhang, you look back and you was like, man, that dude used to get punched on though, but for real, bro. That's not the first time he been punched on. That's not the first time he was fundamentally in error. You know what I'm saying? With the way he was bringing it to the fight. But victories clean up a lot of ish. Victories make you be like, all right. You know what I mean? So with Jaime Munguia, when he got clipped by Bruno, it was like, man, when you look back at it, he kind of had that.
It was just, it just seemed like it was overdue, right? It was
like somebody was going to do it. Like somebody eventually.
It was a matter of time, yeah.
Somebody's going to get him, you know what I mean?
Right. It was just a matter of time. Band up, what up, nephew? Yeah, it was just a matter of time. But yeah, let's get on out of here, Clay. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I got to go to work tomorrow.
You got to go to get up early.
Yes, sir. I really do, man. I appreciate you, Blue. Thank you to everybody in the building, man. Boxing over everything else. It is what it is, man. I'll be here tomorrow night calling that great call. I know I'm excited, bro. I'm gonna make sure I get home nice and early. I'm gonna try to convince the wife to cook something special for me. Babe, you watching? Babe. We'll talk in a minute. We'll talk. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk in a minute.
You gotta get some wings or something, man.
I don't know if it's gonna be wings. I don't know, man. I don't know. We're gonna talk about it though, right, babe? We're gonna talk, yeah. We're gonna talk about it, but I'm definitely gonna be here for the fight. Now look at it. Look at
it. Hey, man.
She just playing hard to get, man. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna be okay. But I'm definitely gonna be here calling that fight with you. Something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Might have to get some crabs, man. Some crab legs, man.
Something special. It's gonna be a great fight, man. It's gonna be a great fight. And listen, low key, I'm telling you guys, I'm good at calling the fight of the year candidates. I've got feelings about Miguel Madueno versus Oscar Duarte. I got feelings about that one. Fight of the year underestimated, underrated, not getting talked about.
Yo, wait. Clay, don't Jack Catterall fight this weekend?
Jack Catterall is fighting Arnold Barbosa tomorrow. It's going to be in the UK, so it should be a daytime earlier fight during the day, though, probably. Because it's going to be in UK. It's in Manchester.
Damn, on Friday?
No. So not tomorrow, Saturday. Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Saturday.
Okay. Because I'm
Right.
like, bro, why are they doing this to us, man? I can't stand that, bro.
And Oscar Duarte, too. Oscar Duarte's fighting Miguel Madueno. I'm telling you guys, pulling Regis Prograis out of that fight with Oscar Duarte.
Yeah, that might have been a mistake, bro.
I mean, not a mistake, like a mistake, I guess, maybe for Oscar Duarte, but great for boxing fans because Miguel Madueno, if you guys don't remember, go pull up the Keyshawn Davis fight. He gonna fight the living daylights out of Oscar Duarte.
He gonna fight.
He gonna fight that boy, bro. It's gonna be, I'm telling you guys, Angel Fierro, Isak Cruz 2.0.
Yep.
2.0, baby. It is what it is.
So let's get on out of here, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the link and subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. His link to his channel is pinned up in the chat. Click that link and subscribe to his channel. It's pinned up right there in the chat. Once again, click the link and subscribe to his channel. It is pinned up in the chat. And we will be back on tomorrow for these great fights tomorrow. We got a stacked card. We got Jared Anderson coming back.
Abdullah.
Abdullah Mason.
Xander Zayas. Obviously, Keyshawn. Yo, you know who else is gonna be good? That little the Polish Irish I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Oh man, what's his name, man?
No,
That's
I know.
It's gonna be good. That one's gonna be good. What's his name? Jesus, man. What's my guy's name, man? I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not gonna even let y'all slide without saying it. Hold on, man.
Yep. We got a great night of boxing tomorrow night.
What's my guy's name, man? Vito Milnicki.
Yeah,
Jr.
Vito, yeah.
Yeah. Rohan Polanco's on that card too.
Yep.
Man, and of course, don't forget, we got the Davis brothers on there as well.
Yep.
So
great night of boxing, man.
Yeah.
So we will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. And once again, click the link. It's pinned up in the chat. And go subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link is pinned up right there in the chat. All you got to do is click the link, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to his channel. Let's work. We will see y'all tomorrow for a great night of boxing. Much love.
Oh, yeah.
Peace.
Salute.